Welcome back to the Gfinity Arena and our second live game of the day in the Counter-Strike competition, which is your classic must-win. Endpoint can reach the semi-finals with a win over Reason today. Last week, they pulled off the first map win over Envious in the tournament to date. And that victory came on Cash. So obviously, a very confident map for the Endpoint boys. That is our second map today, but we are starting on Train. Csgo, Herald, an exciting little match this one. The first one had everything. This one I think is going to have hopefully the same. Reason playing for a little bit of pride and being the gatekeepers to keep out another UK team. But the key, what, you keep keeping out, why are you looking at me like that?
Well, either way, a UK team's going through.
Yeah, I know, but they're keeping one. Anyway, the point is, they're keeping someone out. They have the ability to do that, Herald. In that respect, who is the key man for Reason?
Whoever pays them more.
Okay, who is the key man today in terms of the frags and holding up on Train?
It's got to be Thomas. Yeah, it's got to be Thomas. Thomas, massive fragger. He's the man in there that is the star player. And at the end of the day, he's got the support of Cinder, Cray, Karma to some extent. Play off them, see what you can do. Honestly, I think they're not even going to be really looking for the win. I think, and I might be wrong, but I think the reason for this odd sort of map pick selection is they are just trying to test it out. It doesn't matter if they win or lose. They want to see what they can do, where they play, how they fit into the maps, and it's actually a perfect way to do that. So saying, oh, they don't even play those maps, well, yeah, maybe that's why they're playing them now.
Oh, exciting. Getting a bit of prac in there. And that is what he thinks. He doesn't know, Herald, but he thinks that. And that's why he's here to chat through everything, as are you, Csgo. Who's the star man for Endpoint? And who's the guy that's going to lead them to this victory in Train? I
feel like it's got to be Max. Like, obviously, he's the only reason they got that map win against Envy. Obviously, he got 35 kills, I think it was, across 27 rounds. Something ridiculous, which no player, I don't think, has gone over 25 kills against them so far this season. And he is just the key. Yeah.
He is the key to this. Well, we've got you then, Csgo. Who do you think is going to win this map today? Get your prediction. I'll come to Herald second.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Endpoint, but I'm also going to have a score just to spice things up a bit.
Oh, hello. Go on then.
Go for 16-7.
16-7. Okay. First the worst, second the best. Herald, that's why I'm coming to you second.
Well, I'm going to throw in a really edgy one here, and I'm going to say Endpoint.
Wow. Okay.
Edgy as anything, of course.
Very edgy. Throwing in a score as well?
Why not? 16-4.
16-4. All right. Well, you've heard from the experts, Csgo and Herald. I'm going to take a little mosey on. This man walked across a little bit earlier on.
You like that?
Absolutely love that. Yes, Henry. Looking very dapper, as is Pansy here as well. Guys, exciting little map for Endpoint. They need to get that win. I've just seen Charlie Pickles has tweeted, said, we can do this. They can, because it's in their hands, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd hope so.
Yeah, you really would at this point.
If he tweeted out going, nah, not feeling it today, boys, I've probably not got this one. Yeah. Probably be a little bit uncomfortable. But no, yeah,
uncomfortable, but it's 140 characters, so he's quite able. He can do that.
You reckon?
Unless he puts the one and then and then a
then
two.
Then follows it up.
Yeah,
tweet longer. There's plenty of options. But no, yeah, this should be Endpoint. To be fair, I think it all sits well with them. I think it's exciting, though, just the kind of idea of what can happen here.
Yeah.
I think Henry's enjoying that aspect as well, because the matchup isn't all that thrilling if you remove that element for me.
I think there's reason to be the saboteurs here. Who do they feel like being nice to today? I feel like they can do a map here. I think the Vito's been very interesting. I didn't expect to see Train in this whatsoever, so that's quite a cool aspect to it. But I do think Endpoint certainly are the favourites here, and I think they get the job done 2-0.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to this, and I'll leave it with you.
Cool.
Thank you very much. Yeah. And we can kind of dive into Train a bit here and why it's kind of caught, at least my attention. I can imagine it might have caught yours as well. This isn't a map we've seen predominantly throughout the season.
No.
So it's one that doesn't seem to necessarily fit the style that we've seen so far.
Especially within UK teams as well. It's considered a very tactical map, difficult to hold on the CT side. It's considered a CT-sided map, but it's difficult to master that sort of play style, having good rotations, having a solid inside player that can be by himself and hold his own. But we are getting into this one, Lauren. It's going to be Reason on the CT side, but it's a knife round first. So don't get to it. I did this last week.
You're getting excited.
I do it every single time, don't I?
Getting excited. I don't blame you either. This is a really fun game for me, just purely because I want to see what Reason can do, because you know that everyone in the audience right now, apart from the fans who are sat there watching the game, loving a bit of CS,
sure,
you know it's going to be Excel sat there going, this is just as terrifying as our game we just played. You know, your complete fate rests in other teams' hands.
So just to reiterate as well, if Endpoint do get the 2-0 here, they're presumably through to fourth place, right? And then if Reason do take a map, Excel have a shout of making that fourth place as well.
Things get scary.
Okay.
Yeah. That's when, you know, things could get a little fun at that point. But for that reason, we're going to have to look at it at that kind of conjecture, I guess, at that moment and see where it stands. But I think, as said, if Reason do any damage when it comes to the map team, if it's a 1-1, anything like that, it all looks like it's going Excel's way.
Yeah.
So we'll keep you guys updated as it unfolds. Round difference could become a factor if it really comes down to it, but it's unlikely, as Infused are pretty much out of the runnings here at this point. But yeah, this map, you know, it's weird seeing Reason pick this one. If I saw Endpoint pick it, I'd almost feel more comfortable with it. But then again, both of these guys have had roster changes and swaps and here and there stuff going on.
I guess Reason, they've got nothing to lose, right? As the guys were kind of stating on the desk. So you might as well throw a spanner in the works at a map they won't be comfortable on, veto some of their favourites, even your favourites as well. I think I heard them veto Inferno and Mirage. No one expected that to come out. And we're on train. So maybe if they're looking to just find one map here, find something that Endpoint are uncomfortable on, and we could have a chance there. Now, Lauren, I think we are ready to get into this one. Are you ready?
I think I'm just about ready.
Okay, well, let's do it then. Endpoint will indeed be on the CT side here. We'll be Reason Gaming on the T side. We'll have a look at their buy. It's going to be one smoke and a Molotov as well. 3 sets of armor. We've got Cray with the P250 as well to accompany that little bit of utility he's got. So, with one smoke and one Molotov, that does suggest towards the inside site. That would make a lot of sense. You can straight towards Connect all around, then have the Molotov towards the end. But they're focusing primarily towards the Ivy area at this point. Very quickly indeed. 4 players towards this side of the map.
Yeah, and look at Endpoint's approach as well. They're already setting a man up towards, I guess, box halls, have a little look down, good early information. There is a man holding the back, though. We saw a lot of those kind of over-committed 5-in hits in the last game. We're seeing a little bit more kind of caution in this one, at least for now. That's Kamapanga holding the back. So this could be just a bit of a show for now, but it's not. They're committing. The bomb is there. The flash comes in, just being forced back here, but they're already breaking through. This is great progress from Reason. Maybe there is a method to the madness, because so far that's 3 kills, make it 4. Thomas comes in, and now Mighty Max, the guy who everyone was rating and raving on about, gets swept aside. Henry, I'm a little nervous.
Good grief. That was actually looking very good for Endpoint. They had 4 players primarily watching towards IB and main entrance as well. They had decent crossfires enabled as well. And Jess, he was given an opportunity to find headshots there. The smoke to the left-hand side wasn't flashed off. Didn't land the shots, fell back, but I like that from Reason, pushing through their own smoke. I don't think Endpoint saw that coming. 4 players coming through very, very fast indeed. They hit the first shot. It's Cinder finding 2 opening frags, and Endpoint didn't get a single kill there. Interesting enough, though, Endpoint do not force buy into the second round fully. They go for Deagles, 4 of those, which is fine, because normally a lot of teams get Deagle and armor, but the thing is with Desert Eagle, if you're going to kill someone with it, it's going to be a 1 Deag, right? You might as well save the money, try and get those opening kills, and just keep yourself a little bit more modest going forward. But for now, Reason Gaming, 3 rifles, 2 of which are AK-47s. Mace, the new player, joining in with us this week. He'll be on the Khalil. A couple of UMPs to work with as well, and this is nice from Reason. No beat rushes, nothing too fast. Slow it down, ascertain what kind of buy they've got. Do they have armor? Do they have any utility? Find the first pick, which you've already done, then slow things right down, wait for the reactions to come in, and go as a 5-man unit.
Yeah, it was brilliant watching Thomas before, and I'm hoping we get to see some of that performance. And hopefully Mace joins in. That could be a really nice combination. If Mace starts feeling confident, you heard it on the desk, he didn't feel that kind of... he felt a lot of pressure, it felt, on this stage for him, so he didn't quite come into the play that he'd hoped for, but maybe he can find a bit of that here. So that's something I'll be looking at, see if he can maybe find a bit of work, as he is meant to be, I guess, in theory, some sort of entry fragger, as they highlighted. So that would be quite nice to see. But for now, Reason taking the time, and I actually quite like this. There's a little possibility they can lose out on a gun. There is one man still down by Ivy, but for now they've broken through on B. Should be able to get through relatively unscathed. Bombs can be planted. I like it.
It's clean stuff. This is how I like my anti-ecos to be played. Just make sure you get that first pick, go as a 5-man unit, use the utility you've got as well. Don't give anything away. It looks like we might get a couple of frags here, but maybe not. Endpoint going down 1 by 1. They're actually yet to frag after 2 rounds, so a little bit disappointing for them, but as we stated, they did not force buy fully into that round. So they still should be pretty healthy going to the first cover round. You can get out the AWP, they'll have some diffuse kits here or there, so this round, this is the full eco, maybe a couple of P250s. Cryptic's purchases one of those, but so far, so good for Reason. I wanted to ask you a question. Do you think it really has any sort of justification to say for Reason it's worth them winning this game, for some confidence, some pride? Do you think there's anything in that, or they're just here just having some fun and trying to do what they can?
Look, for me, it's one of the most fun games. The best games you play are the ones where there's no pressure on you. Sure. It's where you can just do whatever you want. You don't feel the strain, you don't feel worried, you can be an individual, you can do as you please. That's good work from Cryptics there, but back to the point, I think we'll see a better Reason today than we've seen before.
I think you're right. When you, like the guys stated, they've got nothing to gain or nothing to lose in this game. They're not going to be qualifying for the playoffs here. So why not? You've got a new member in here, probably looking to the next season at this point as well, trying to rebuild and try and find some positive aspects here of the team and think, well, we finished the season strong and we can come back next season looking even better. And
then you put it onto the other shoe almost here. Endpoint have everything on the line. Yeah. So it's, you know, absolutely zero pressure for Reason. Good times, great momentum so far. Only one kill to come their way. That's brilliant. You're feeling pumped up. First map, your choice going well. And then you've got the other side of Endpoint, who basically have their entire possibility of going to that top 4 in their hands, but one mistake, one map dropped, and it's done for.
They need the 2-0 here. And so far, Very good stuff for Reason Gaming. Endpoint still early days, of course, on the CT side. They bring out the AWPs in the hands of Ruler. Another new player here. It seems these lineups do change frequently as to what we see week to week, but he comes in this week to replace Imi, of course. But here we go then. One kit available in the hands of Mighty Max, and we'll see whether the AWP can cause any damage here. For now, though, Mighty Max, he's in towards that inside bomb site alone. Ruler watching towards Ivy. Trying to find the first pick here. We'll have a little bit of an interaction with two terrorist players on the other side.
They're loving this 4-1, aren't they, Endpoint? And that's a lovely pickup. There's the impact you want to be seeing. Ruler coming into it. Cryptic's already there, getting Thomas away from that Olaf spot up the ladder. There's no real crunch coming elsewhere. The bomb's still left all the way back at spawn. They haven't gained too much ground. They still have position, though, bear in mind. So there is work to be done. Let's see if Cinder can find anything. Nice little high flash comes in. Doesn't work. Oh, it does work perfectly, actually, tell a lie. Charlie Pickles was completely blind. Does make it away, to be fair, but still. Ace not be landing the shots he wants. There's one finally coming through, but by this point it's a 4v2, and you shouldn't be losing out on this.
Well, you say that, but now it's a 3-on-2, and we do have a chance here. Still with 50 seconds remaining, they have a smoke as well. CT's still the AWP, obviously in the hands of Ruler, as we stated before. He's at the backtracks right now, looking towards main entrance. But Cinder, exploring the inside options, see if there's anything he can do here. We know Mighty Max plays it by himself, but he's one of the strongest players on the Endpoint side, trying to maybe force a rotation here. The bomb's still towards main entrance for now.
This is nice. Cinder is selling it like an absolute champ. Doesn't need to commit fully. I guess he's pulled Cryptics towards Connector, but they're going to have to decide one way or another. He could walk the smoke, but look where the bomb is. It's already worked out through Olaf. It's going towards A, so Cinder is all but a ruse. If he gets anything done, a kill is brilliant. If he just stops to rotate, fine. But now surely the plan's up. There's 10 seconds remaining. Crane needs a bomb plant to try and define these situations. One player by old bomb train could maybe make a quick dash to try and stop it, but no, they wait. They wait for the 3-man retake, and Cray has no utility to play with. It's all down to that firepower and after plant positioning.
It's unlikely he wins this, but every frag he does potentially pick up could cause significant impact. Unfortunately for him, though, taken down. 3 versus 1 situation, like I said, just getting 1 kill there would have kept Endpoint nice and modest there and kept their money at a real stretch. But they managed to keep it quite clean there, opening things up with the AWP, especially finding kills there. Cryptics with 2 frags in the round, looking quite comfortable, but Reason bomb down. We know that money's very good, only giving away 1 frag before this round. So they'll have money for days here. They can bring up the AWP themselves if they want to, and we'll see whether that's a possibility for them now. But Endpoint, I feel like this is where they start running away with this game. They are, in my opinion, pound for pound better players. They've got a higher skill ceiling. We do, of course, have Thomas, who can be deadly, but really yet to see him really step up. Yeah,
absolutely. He's been doing well so far, but it was all going their way, so it's a little easier to do.
Frags and stuff like that, right? Don't get too excited just yet.
No. So gun round goes Endpoint's way. That's going to make them at least kind of even out. You don't start feeling that dreaded feel of, are we really losing out on this? But Ruler going to have a little wander down towards those box holes, have a peek down, hold a bit of ground as well. It'll loosen up while the other players maybe sit towards Connector and just allow that 4-1 to settle in.
It means Ruler, he's being dynamic, he's changing his position for every round. He was Ivy before, now he's towards inside. He's trying to funnel the T's around and try and be unpredictable here. Once he's established at the upper area, it means he can actually hold that position by himself. You can see Mighty Max is falling back towards that side. So once again, that 4-1 setup, but Ruler could be gifted a frag here. This could be a little bit messy there, a bit too easy for him. You should be Molotoving that at the very start of every single round as a T side, stopping that possibility actually happening. But for now, Endpoint with the 5-on-4, a nice easy frag to open things up.
Now, they haven't pulled an additional man off from this, so they're putting a lot of faith in Ruler, or he just doesn't believe that much is going to be happening. Now, they found Cray over by Ivy, but the hit's still going to come towards B. There's 3 players here. They're lining up the smokes, the flashes, and the nades, and there it goes. Ruler's already going to be adjusting, watching the cross towards the bomb train, and the first man will fall. That's big. Mace goes down. Now the second doesn't quite land so easily, and now pressure begins. They're just below him. Karma Panya strikes, and a great follow-up. Mighty Max going down. This becomes a little bit more interesting, but things could all spiral apart pretty quickly. Bear in mind, Charlie Pickles has all the utility in the world, but with a bomb plant, there's still a chance, and with shots like that from Cinder, Cryptics gets absolutely swept aside. What is this? But Charlie Pickles surely is going to put his foot down, and he does. Jesp as well to find Cinder. In the end, 2 alive, and a defuse comes through.
A little bit exciting there, I have to say. Karma Panya, he impressed me last week with a few rounds in Inferno especially. He looked very good indeed, but that was dangerous for Endpoint. Once again, a very strong situation for them, almost slipping away. Could have kept 4 players alive there, but there's still 2. They'll still be fine going forward here. But Reason Gaming keep getting that bomb down, finding frags as well. Their economy is still relatively healthy, keeping Endpoint on the ropes. Take my energy. Good signs here, Gfinity, so far.
Who drew those? Solid work. No, he's looking offended. It's all right. It's good. It's good. I'd probably make some sort of typo in it, or spelling mistake. But Ruler, gonna find Kompanya early on. Bit of a shame to not see him finding the impact that you'd want him to get. That nice kind of instant rebuttal, but it's not to be there. It's Cinder to respond. So down to a 4v4 is I guess, evening out the playing field. Always tricky for the CTs, though, to put themselves in the right place.
Yeah, I'm liking this ruler guy. Seems to have a basic understanding of how the AWP should be used on the CT side. Changing position every single time. They don't seem to know where he'll be. Finding the opening frags. 4 and 4, though. Technically still favours Reason Gaming, with 1 minute 20 remaining, still with 3 smokes and molotovs to work with here as well. Have a look at the CT formation, this time a little bit more passive towards inside. That's Mighty Max with the M4A4 in hand towards connector. Not ideal, 1 smoke pretty much takes him out of the equation, and he'd back up at that point as well. And it's looking likely the Reason Gaming will end up towards the B-bomb site. You see 3 players towards inside, smokes coming in now. Mighty Max will do very well to find a kill here, but that's a nice incendiary just to hold them at bay.
Good timing, the flash still comes through, he's blind, he's trying to slow them down, and that's the main thing here. He's buying time and he's still in a great position. Somehow goes unchecked, and that's the more curious factor here. The T's are out on site, but none of them make an impact. No one's got the bomb down yet, and now they get it done, but Mighty Max does fall. The follow-up there comes out from Cryptix, and that's surely going to deny this. Cray can't make it count on the lurk, and it's Thomas in the 1v3. He has to go hero mode. The first step is in the right direction, but now, how does he position himself properly here? How does he find that next step? He spots the flash coming out from connector. And now he waits. Does just spot the cross. Oh, that's a shot. It's a 1v1 now. Jesp is going to be sweating bullets here. Making noise. Oh, Thomas, what happened?
Didn't have to take that base. I think the idea was he was expecting him to run straight towards the bomb there. If he waits 1 more second, he probably wins the round. Exposes himself a little bit too early then. Jess probably can't believe his luck. The fact he's given an opportunity before even touching the bomb there. That should be a lock-in for Thomas. He did great work though. Those first 2 frags, 3-on-1 situation. Jess has to go to the bomb. It's ticking away, but gives himself up, and it's a little bit of a shame in that respect. Had such an advantage there, but still, it's going to be Endpoint with 3 rounds in a row now after going down 3-0. Looking very healthy here. Sure, the bomb's going down. We're a 3rd stage loss bonus for Reason, which is $2,900, but at the same time, or $2,400, sorry. At the same time, they're going to be forcing into this one. Surprisingly, we're going to have 2 AKs, a Galil, CZ, and a Tech 9. Got a little bit of utility to work with here. 4 smokes. A decent nade from Mighty Max should cause some damage there. Not too much. Thomas goes down to 87 HP, but they will have 5 players towards inside.
I am hoping they'd try and exploit the 4-1 as quickly as they could. Slowing down now, you're already seeing the creep over coming out from Jesp, so he's brought himself over. Bit of a switch up on the AWP there. Rule's been doing pretty nicely, I think, to at least my standards. Take what we want from that, but Mighty Max in a great position. Nice little off angle. Does have a bit of a time limit on it. As soon as they can push through from upper, you're kind of screwed there, but he still finds value to it. Golpanya goes down, and a lovely adjustment towards Cray. This is a bit of a shutdown here. Sure, Mace does well, but finding more from the Reason side would surely be mistakes from Endpoint, and no, they stop it before it starts. Mace is 1 HP, and you're left in a 1v3.
Not really much he can do with this one. There's the final HG grenade from Ruler to take him down. A decent approach, going towards inside, trying to overwhelm the CT side that they know Max plays by himself. You get 1 refrag day, potentially get that bomb down. But Mighty Max, such a strong player for Endpoint. We saw him against Envious last week, getting like 35 kills. He looked incredibly strong. Great play from him. Good teamwork as well. The flashbangs utilized perfectly, and he's just changing his attention between lower ramp and upper as well. 2 kills coming in, buys enough time, denies the plant, and it has to be an eco now for Reason Gaming as Endpoint do take the lead. It's 4-3 now. CZ's, Deagles, a couple of smokes to work with here. This time, all 5 players towards Ivy, trying to see what they can do. But Jesper's on the other side, ready and waiting with the M4.
Yeah, or back into the hands of Ruler. He's not far off either, so Ivy could be a bit of a bloodbath if they will come down this way. We'll see. Why not give it a go? Baits out the shot across. Unable to get any Deagles really working for them, or CZs for that matter. And the hit's going to come through. Oh, that is a little bit painful to say the least, and there it is. Just absolutely shut down by Jeff. Nicely done. There was a little bit of threat there, a couple of pistols, bit of armor here. You know, there's little bits, but not much. You're not going to get much achieved from those rounds, well, normally.
Yeah, well, they're just trying to group out, try and get some refrags there, but deadly nade damage coming in there. The double HGs did a ton, and then Jess calm and collected here. Nothing too flashy. Won't get too excited about this one, but good aim, and manages to find 4 kills. It's going to be 5-3 now, and a double AWP setup on the T side. We do see this in top-level play occasionally. It's not my favorite setup on the T side. We just go very slowly and try and find these opening picks. Kamapanga hoping someone walks into his cross at this point. Not going to be the case here. Ruler, he actually positions himself once again towards inside, but Thomas, ready and waiting, takes him down. We've seen that peak before. This time Thomas is ready for it. The double AWP setup working out for now.
Double AWP on the T side. Thomas, lovely early impact.
Yeah, they've got so much time to work with him. CTs normally have to react in these particular instances. They still have Mighty Max alone towards inside. You can see him pushing the lower ramp, trying to get some information. That's what he needs to ascertain. Can they come towards inside? He needs to make a clear call now. Okay, just have everyone out towards outside. I've got in there by myself. 100% got it locked down.
Well, we've got 3 players ready to hold back. Probably the 5 they're about to hit. Once we see the player get towards Ivy, get into position, that being Cray, maybe they can start making that pressure apply. 1 minute now remains. You can still see Karma Panga looking for options, but still Mighty Max is the one to find Cinder. Still, so much value to what he's doing.
Yeah, that reaction play is perfect, and now they will be committing towards outside. Cryptic's known to be one of the most skilled players in the UK, can't find anything, but Jesp, he can. It takes down Karma Panga. It's up to Thomas now. It's a little bit awkward, Lauren, but they are finding frags. Now it's a 2-on-2 situation, 40 seconds remaining. Mates can't find the killer connector, but Pickles certainly can. That should be the round side out. Pickles from heaven managed to find the 2 final frags. That was looking so good for Reason, the opening pick there, but we said a reaction had to come out, and Mighty Max delivers there. Pushing the inside bomb site, managed to find the kill towards Pop Dog, and at that point he funnels them towards outside. They know they've lost that map control, and they know the cities have all the information, so they try and push in, but solid hold from Pickles and Karma Panga as well, but we'll see whether they can continue this good success as we go into round number 10. It's 6-3 now in favor of Endpoint, and a little partial buy from Reason Gaming. I think the loss bonus, of course, will be a maximum 6 rounds in a row for Endpoint. Scout, CZ, some Deagles as well. I don't think too much damage will be inflicted here, but Cinder with the Scout trying to find what he can. But there's a nice shot from Thomas.
How is this the round that starts to begin? 2 kills back to back, surely not anymore. Oh my word, Thomas. Ruler goes down. Mighty Max is normally the one to keep this all in check. He's the one who's been really keeping these rounds in the pockets of Endpoint, but no, he gets outdone as well. It's Thomas putting on an absolute class. And now Jesp in the 1v3. Chances are plenty, but can he find the right timing, the positioning? Can he make it count? The first to fall will be Cinder. 2 more options available, and Mace says no. Again, it's Thomas. When things seem to go right for Reason, it may be an individual bit of effort from him, but when he does get going, you can see the power he has. But again, you've got to feel in that sort of instance, they got outdone. And I was about to say, you know, for me, Mighty Max has been my MVP to this point. His kills may not be, the most, he may not be every single round, but the value of what he was bringing is second to none.
Absolutely. Well, I think Reason will be more successful with those sort of rounds. Let's keep it fast, keep it loose, get out there, allow our big players like Thomas to have opportunities to find opening kills. He's going to try it again, this time with the AWP. Not fully committing. The Incendiary will hold him at bay. Just hoping a player like Ruler will walk into his crosshair, but Mighty Max, he's at it once again, pushing that lower ramp. He's got full control, using the smoke to his advantage as well. No one on the other side just yet, but once again, information gathered. You can see 4 CTs towards outside, trying to hold off Cinder at the Pop Dog here. He's trying to find an opening frag. Knows Pickles could be on the other side of the E-box there, and trying to find something here. Gives his position up. Does Pickles strike? Not just yet.
It does worry me they're leaving B so open to interpretation from mostly Mighty Max, who's been playing it really well, never overextends, falls back. Again, there's always a possibility they can turn tail and go towards B. You can easily work through those holes. It's one of the things that make Train pretty tricky to play on. There's some mollies coming in. That might kind of almost indicate that Reason are considering this. You might see that player get a little bit closer to connector, but this is an assault on all fronts from Reason. But, well, Mace just runs right into the eyes of Ruler.
Yeah, tried to flash it, but didn't really work out for them. Ruler has been impressive. A player that's not on my radar, I have to say, but he's finding frags left, right, and center. Pickles lining them up as well. Takes the bomb down. That should be round completed here, but still a chance. 4-on-2 situation up to Cray and Cinder here as they Molotov towards the bomb site, trying to force a CT out of position here. Cryptics wants to find a fight. Hasn't exactly been electric so far here on Train. Wants to start having some impact here. With 30 seconds remaining, he might be given an opportunity. There's Mighty Max, though, from the inside bomb site. That pretty much concludes round number 11, and it's going to be a full reset here for Reason. But Cinder trying to keep the CTs a little bit more modest than they should be. 3 players survived, though. Quite a comfortable round, and that's a full reset for Reason. No bomb going down there. Winning the last round and losing the subsequent one means you get $1,400 per player. Thomas still with 7k. They did win an eco before, so not completely ruined here. They can buy into this if they want to. I feel like it's a partial buy here. Drop some Deagles, maybe some Tech 9s, then buy into the next round. That's probably the best approach for me. Oh, okay, here we go.
Oh, they've gone.
Let's go.
They've got faith in Thomas.
Yeah, what's
okay.
Do?
Well, I like this approach for now. I hope he holds the push, because we know that Mighty Max likes to do this for information. Maybe they feel this is the way into the round. If he's got the patience to hold this, let the rest kind of play default throughout the map, and then we'll see where we can go. It keeps their options available. But again, why would Endpoint push into these sort of rounds? You know their money's going to be in a bit of an awkward predicament. You feel a bit uncomfortable with it, but you've already heard the AK break the glass. So again, a lot to be read into here from Endpoint. We still have Mighty Max playing incredibly close, not pushing up this time. Yeah, it's certainly a gamble from Reason, but one that can pay off. They win this round, they give Endpoint the exact same treatment that Reason just felt in this round. It'll be another reset there. But for now, it's a 5-on-4. Ruler finding kills every single time. Mighty Max, he's been the MVP. You called it. Finds the first kill. Drops the bomb as well. Trying to buy time, but he's just finding frags and nothing else. It's going to be a 5-on-2 situation. Thomas does fight back slightly with that CZ, but I feel like the round is going to be over. Cray pushing towards this upper platform area. There is a chance. If he can start finding headshots here, there's a double kill. Okay, now we've got something. Make it 3. It's down to the 1-on-1 situation, but Ruler, he shuts it down, but it did get very exciting indeed. Sure, Reason caused damage there, but with the reset and the force buy into this round, I feel like they will have to take an eco here, but certainly very exciting stuff from Cray. Yeah, he finally found a bit of footing there. It felt like he'd been a little quiet to that point, kind of almost always working down Ivy, being caught out. But no, he played very nicely. But again, Mighty Max buying time so well. Gets the first kill, falls back, wins the second fight. That's the more impressive part. But this is when they line up for Cray. Does get a nice cheeky double, but that shot's lovely as well. Sadly gets outdone, but you can see as soon as they found out that Ruler was over by Ivy, all right, let's hit B nice and quick as soon as Cinder goes down. But yeah, as you highlighted, the money is pretty depleted by this point. They're down to the pistols now. They didn't win one of these rounds before, but shouldn't have.
Unfortunately, that round is all for naught. Sure came down to the 1-for-1, but they have to take the EQ here. It's a chance for Endpoint to recover. We've only got a couple of rounds after this, so it doesn't really mean too much, unfortunately, for Reason. So CZ's now, P250s, a couple of Deagles in the mix as well. They've got some body armor. That's on Cray and Thomas, but one smoke. I feel like this has to be a very simple execution here. Maybe that smoke down lower ramp. We can see Pickles. Does get quite an easy kill there. Nice movement from Cinder, but wasn't quite enough. And Mighty Max been so strong on its inside bomb site. Keeps finding the headshots, delivering such a strong performance here. The bomb's still in T-spawn. Not looking too great for Reason. This round's almost guaranteed for Endpoint now.
I'm liking what I'm seeing from Endpoint. It seems like they're just not making as many mistakes as other teams we've seen.
Yeah.
They're just playing their own game, and I'm so glad to see that. Those first 3 rounds were kind of a little bit terrifying. Reason like they had plans. They came in. It looked a little bit scary.
The good news is, like, Endpoint are looking at the bigger picture. Right? They didn't force buy in that second round. They thought, okay, we're better than these guys, pound for pound. We have got better players. Let's make sure we don't limit ourselves in our first gun rounds. Get the orbs out, have the defuse kits, and we'll start getting back into this game round by round. They're doing a great job of that so far. It's almost certain to be 9-4 at this stage. Mason, Cray, the last 2 players remaining for Reason Gaming. The go towards his inside side, but it's desperate at this point, Lauren. Not really much you can do. You've got a flashbang and some pistols. One set of body armor, go out towards upper round, throw that flash out, maybe get a bomb down. That's about as good as it's going to get right now.
Yeah, you can see Endpoint now playing a little further back. You don't want to get overwhelmed by a CZ, a Tech-9, what have you, but they are going to face it. Then they will stop it. No plant to be seen, and another on the board for Endpoint. This is good for them. And again, Mighty Max is becoming a bit of a backbone here.
Yeah, 4 kills in that round, sure, up against the pistols, but he's the kind of player you don't want to let him get in the zone and keep farming frags every single round. These key fraggers for someone like Endpoint, Mighty Max, if he keeps finding multiple frags, he's going to have so much confidence and feel like he's in that godlike mode where no one can touch him. He'll start taking more audacious bases and hitting all the shots. Then it's quite a scary prospect. On 15 kills right now, round number 14. Reason Gaming, no warps this time, but a decent buy. 5 AKs are all the utility they need for a full execution, but we haven't really seen much of that. No wall of smokes, really.
Look at this play coming up on B. They're throwing a bit of a curveball. This could be scary. Thomas doesn't expect it, but he handles it pretty well, finding 2 there in the end, but an instant reply.
Yeah.
Nothing's working cleanly in Reason's favor here.
Well, funneling them towards outside. There's a decent push there from Endpoint. I'm surprised Thomas got 2 frags. A little bit lucky in that respect, but still, we do have a chance here for Reason. Sure, the man advantage against him, but Karma Fanger in a decent position here, trying to sandwich in Ruler. He's got the AWP. We know that's not ideal. Surely he's going to die here. There it is. Now we really do have a chance, but Jesp, he says no. Up to Cray now. It's a big round for Reason. Remember, they had the 3-0 start after winning the pistol. They need to start converting these clutch situations into their favor.
Cray trying to find the angle. A pixel out of place would be all it takes. Now he has been spotted. Bomb in a bit of a predicament here. And Jesper's being incredibly mobile as well, finding a new angle instantly. Jesper slowly creeping up, and it's going to be Jesper who has the angle, and he will land the fight. And the shot, of course, on towards Cray there. And it's a little unfortunate, but great work coming out from Jesper to be that mobile, to switch up that much, to force him to face those very uncomfortable angles.
Good work by Jess, one of the Swedish players playing in the UK scene. Relatively unknown, but seemed to be proving himself. What a perfect place to do it. The Gfinity Elite Series, we have unearthed a lot of talent here. I feel like as the weeks have gone by, he's a solid prospect for the future. We go to round number 15. It's 10-4 in favor of Endpoint, and we'll see whether Reason can bring anything to the table here in the final round. We've got 3 AKs, the UMP, a Tech-9. Not looking too good. Still the single AWP setup for Endpoint, and why not? Ruler's been fantastic with that weapon, and for now, I think he is towards inside side. He is indeed. Surely they've got a flash in, Molotov, something. Don't give him that easy frag again, but he misses the shot, so something to work with here. They can at least get some real estate towards that brown hole area.
Falling back. And we know we've got the rock of Mighty Max, so
of course.
Don't worry too much. Even if they do get some sort of ground, they can kind of free up Ruler. He can start again, to roam and build up. But this is the first time in a little while we've seen Reason Elite gain some ground throughout the map. They've got box walls. They have a step on Ivy. They have players building throughout this. So this could be a good shot for them. They're keeping Endpoint on their toes, but there's still so much firepower with the Endpoint side, who's been coming to bear as well. So Ruler already adjusting, but again, a little bit paranoid about B here. Might be a bit of a call coming out from Mighty Max, but he's handled the threat. But look at Cinder, quite far ahead. A bit of an awkward turn from Jess, but the damage simply not enough. The UMP is not what it used to be. Cray, Karma Pangir, and Mace now have to face the music here. This is not the round you're hoping for.
Yeah, disappointing result there, but Cinder, I thought that frag was coming in. Open shut case, but apparently not. Now it is a 5-on-3. Got 2 AKs, but no nades whatsoever. It has to be brave, and Karmapang is feeling it. Gets one shot there, and they do have the inside control now. Bomb can be planted, but maybe not so much. It's a headshot there, but didn't really do much damage.
How on earth did that not do more damage? But still, they've made this. Oh, Mace, that was a brave grab of the rifle. The nades were coming in thick and fast, but the frag does not follow up. But look at his position. Great. All right, Jesp.
Why not? Nice shot there. I have to say, Endpoint looking incredibly comfortable. Just to reiterate as well, they were down 0-3 against Reason Gaming. They came out the trap hop. They looked good at the pistol. Cinder with 3 kills there. We thought they might have a chance to cause a serious bit of damage here, but they didn't really win a single gun round, Lauren, because they won an eco, and then they obviously won the pistol as well. So Endpoint looking like the much better unit right now.
Absolutely. This is what kind of threw me through a loop when I saw these two teams pick this map specifically. Train doesn't necessarily play always very well to mix sort of styles, especially when you're seeing Endpoint play like this. They've had 2 individuals playing brilliantly. You've got the solid player on B, which I think is something that's paramount. You want to be a good Train team, get that, one player who can just play that B side like a champ, buy you time, call out where they've actually hit, where to come in on the rotates, where you're safe. These sort of things. He seems great at that, Mighty Max. He's locking that down. Throw in a good AWPer, a Ruler as well, who's just been very mobile, switching things up, making it hard to predict, hard to find positioning on. You've got a very nice combo for Endpoint here. So again, looking at Reason, I like the theory, I like the idea of what they came in with, but the practicality of it all just hasn't come through.
Certainly not. Well, a big pistol with a Reason, and I need both pistols here to even stand a chance against Endpoint. They're looking pretty formidable, I have to say. We'll have a look at the buys. Endpoint, they'll be going in with 3 sets of armor. What I can see for now, we can hear the galloping, but no one's moving.
Just horses.
Just the horses in the background. 5 sets of armor in total. As we get into it now, not a single bit of utility. Suggested they have to group up and just go in together and get that Glock Train ready and rolling. And more ways than one, Lauren, because we are on Train, of course. See what I did there? It's good, right?
It's all coming off the tracks.
This is the best stuff I've got.
This is it?
Yeah.
No wonder Matt's the play-by-play.
Exactly.
It all makes sense now. We'll leave the clever wordplay to him, as I'll just talk fast and say things slightly louder than before. Thomas and Jess do exchange here so far. Jess Blue is going to slightly tear ahead as actually Endpoint do start to swarm the side. The bomb's been lost, so that's the problem. But Ruler is still alive, and it's the 2. It's the duo. Bear in mind, Mighty Max is the walking wounded. 1 HP is all he has. Gray's a little wounded too, bear in mind. But that's a shot from Cinder. One more. 1 bullet is all he needs. He lands it in the end and keeps a modicum of hope alive. I mean, it's frail, it's fragile at this point for Reason, but it's the step you need.
Absolutely. Well, that's both pistols going in Reason Gaming's favor. Endpoint, though, they're feeling a bit sassy here, Lauren. They can force buy.
Sassy, are they,
They can force buy in the second round with the kills they go. If you get 3 kills and a bomb down, you can bring 2 AKs out and you can explore that a bit. But I don't think you do that with this sort of lead. That would be a huge statement at this point. I don't think that's what they'll be doing. But for now, yeah, it looks like the more conservative approach, more traditional thing to do is bring out AKs in the third. But we have seen a lot of top teams recently, especially like the G2, force buy in that second round, and at least showing us how powerful just 2 AKs can be against SMGs, which is what Reason Gaming would have had, right? So there's definitely a viable situation for that sort of mentality.
I know you love all SMGs, don't you, Henry? Big fan.
No, not really. Generally, no. I think, especially on a map like Train, you want to be at least having 2 rifles into this one, even though they're FAMASes. I'm always scared when I see the 5 SMGs come out, but we'll see what they can do. Luckily, they're up against the PT-50s on armor, but the thing is, you want to be preparing yourself for at least for that third round. You know the AKs are coming out. If you have a clean sweep here, that's not necessarily good news for you. You're up against the AKs, but Mace and Co. should have quite an easy run here. There it is. Farming some cash with those MP9s. Should be quite the clean round, and there it is. The problem is now, do they upgrade from these SMGs? They know the AKs are coming out next, and sure, the players have got 3 kills of the MP9. Maybe that's definitely worth investigating, but we'll have a look. Any rifles coming out? There's the AWP. Okay, Karmapang. He knows what he's doing.
Mace is on it.
Yeah, so Mace had to do it as well. So double AWP.
Yep.
Okay, then. Here we go. I like it.
That's a really weird combo. Double AWP, 2 SMGs and 1 rifle.
I like it.
It's got something to it. We'll see how they can make this one count. Of course, Endpoint on the other side, very bare minimum for utility, but they have enough to make something count here. You'd kind of hope they come into this with a little bit more of a seasoned T side, a little bit more plan, a little bit more method to the madness. But you can see Thomas going for a little look here. Bearing in mind how much Reason got outdone on this sort of same thing.
I don't think anyone would be expecting a double AWP setup here on the T side, but Pickles doesn't seem to care. He blows away one of the AWPers. That's Thomas at the upper ramp, completely dispatched up there, and it's a 5-on-4. Oh, did he push? No, surely he didn't push. No, okay, it was in the upper ramp. I was going to say, he didn't push with the AWP, did he? He did not. So it's a 5-on-4. Lovely shot there from Pickles. The AWP does get salvage though. So Cinder finds it. Cray is one of those reaction plays once again. As soon as you lose a player, you need to get some information, some sort of map control working in your favor.
I'm pretty sure he stepped though. And then they're really close. Cryptics and Ruler should have maybe heard this. They do check for it slightly, but take a lot of damage on the way through. But they're down to 3 now on the CT side. This is looking good for Endpoint. They've held their nerve. They've kept their composure. And now it's the AWPs remaining. And not the original AWPing duo either. Cinder went on the recovery mission to get that back in hand after Thomas lost out early on. But yeah, this is a shutout. It's time to try and save. But you can imagine someone's going hunting here.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know they've got AWPs there. You've got nothing to lose at this point. Try and shut down the money of Reason. Don't let them have anything to the next round. You're certainly at least exploring that idea. Pickles going from Pop Dog, trying to shut them in towards the inside bomb site. He's already hit one magnificent shot here towards the upper platform. Does he hit another? We'll soon find out. The shots are fired in, but he can't quite do enough damage there. Takes Kamapanga down to 71 HP, but he knows where they are. He's got that intel. It doesn't look like Endpoint really want to force the issue here too much. They'll be holding up. We have got Jess coming in from CT spawn here, but with the AWP saved by the looks of things here, Endpoint do have the work cut out next round, as Reason Gaming will be able to force around these two snipers.
Yep, they still have the SMGs up. There's still many possibilities for them here, but Reason did get overrun there. That was just all-encompassing. Actually, losing one out to the bomb as well. So down to 3 for Reason. That's fine. They can still kind of spread the wealth, I guess. Not ideal, but is what it is. But the 2 AWPs remain. That's the main point here. Now, bear in mind, Charlie Pickles completely outplayed Thomas there. And
yeah, absolutely.
You don't normally see a rifle just kind of cleanly sweep that away.
Well, like I said, I don't think he's expecting an AWP to be there generally. They know they saved 5 SMGs. They're sure maybe 1 AWP comes in, but it's a double AWP. I don't think anyone saw that being in round number 3. But still, Reason do save the AWPs. They can force into this round. You can see a couple of M4s here. Mace, unfortunately, just down to a deagle here, but Endpoint didn't recover a sniper themselves. They've still got the 5 AKs here. Great round in the previous, but still a chance for Endpoint to give this one away. Reason Gaming, how aggressive are they going here? Not too much. We did see Kamapanga explore towards the upper round, but Mighty Max taking him down to 50 points of health. He'll have control of the upper halls now.
And I kind of like opposite numbers playing into where they hold. You kind of get that nice kind of feeling of it to, you know, really make it uncomfortable for the 2 players. And it's a bit of a different setup. Of course, we had that 4-1 before coming out, but these guys are going to stick to 3-2 for now until they get an indication. They can make a quick rotate, but their players are coming out now. It is Endpoint making the sight hit come through, and Charlie Pickles delivers again. Mace goes down. Only the deagle, though. Reason still have more to bring, but so far, Ruler hitting shots too. Thomas is locked out. The AWPs have had so little opportunity to get into the game just yet.
Here we go then. Thomas, you need to step up here, my friend. The bomb will be planted. Misses a shot there. Tries to make it happen through the smoke, but now no scope has to happen. It does not. Can't find the shot there, and I think he goes down here, but there it is. Now we've got something to work with here. They have got kits to work with here as well, but the double AWP retake here, it's a very difficult situation.
Ruler, Mighty Max, and Jesp just counting down the seconds till the round is theirs. 13 on the board would be lovely, but the AWPs are saying no. They're singing to the tune of Reason, and Cinder shuts the book on them. Finally, they fight back in on a gun round, bearing in mind the defuse does come through. But my word, that was still pretty tentative.
Yeah, that was not looking good for Reason whatsoever. They had a double AWP situation on a retake where the bomb is down on the outside bomb site, 3-on-3. That should not be favoring them whatsoever. But Thomas, that second no-scope, that works out for him. And then at that point, it looked very promising indeed. This is the first shot. I thought, okay, round over. He had to hit that shot, but he delivers on the second as well. Who would have thought that's the shot that saved him? And then Thomas, looking very good at the AWP. Usually known as a rifle player. We haven't really seen him step up with the AWP in the Elite Series as of yet, so that's great to see. And that's actually shut Endpoint down. They're going to be here with Desert Eagles. 4 of those. Mighty Max just on the Glock here. Got a flashbang to work with as well. But this should be now a chance for Reason Gaming to get back into this map.
Yeah. See if they can grind this out. To me, they still look a little sketchy, right? Reason. Yeah. Even if they get in the game close, you know, 7-12 looks pretty decent. Obviously, take into account the rounds they won in the last half, it can change things up. But it's just a little bit scary. I've got to say, Endpoint, all said and done, just look a little bit better overall. And bear in mind, I do like Thomas's AWP name. It does say killed by a ginger, which makes me very, very happy.
Love that.
Gotta love it. Cinder gonna find Charlie Pickles. No real shots to be found here. No kills, no easy pickups, no guns to get away here. Crate, gotta be a little careful. Mighty Max is on the other side. Eagle could become a little deadly, but no. Thomas collects another soul. And we will be at 12-8. So Reason building cleanly. Don't lose out on players. Don't have to repurchase much. they're starting to look a little better. But
Yeah.
it's, you know, I want to see the gun round come through.
They are on the CT side, remember, as well. This is arguably one of the more CT-sided maps we have in CSGO, so a chance for them to establish themselves so they can get the double orb set up out and rolling like they have been. That should be quite an interesting prospect for them. But a tactical timeout now for Endpoint. Showing some cracks there, a little bit of nerves coming in. Just to reiterate, they need the 2-0 today as well. All the pressure firmly on their side of the server here. Reason Gaming cannot make the playoffs. They don't really need a result here today whatsoever. They can just be saboteurs. They can shut down the prospect of Endpoint here and at least finish the season on a high. We know they're going to be changing things up for next season, maybe looking towards that and seeing what they can bring to the table then. But for now, Reason Gaming, they have won both pistols. Are lacking gun rounds generally, but now we're starting to get into it.
I do actually quite like this from Endpoint. The fact they're calling this, because the amount of games we've seen so far during the Elite Series where teams are a little bit adverse to calling timeouts. Let's see if we can have a little listen, see what they're saying here. I'm curious. Not much going on.
I'll lurk. You guys come out pop. We come to up main after the first kill, and I'll come late Ivy, okay?
Okay.
Just being very vocal about
I like that we have this at the Elite Series. We do get an insight as to what tactics. Normally we try and do that at international tournaments. Obviously they're like speaking Swedish or Danish. I'm just like, well, Matt didn't really get that, but they sounded a bit angry. So that's what I've worked out. So when we've got UK teams, at least we can get some insight to the tactics and stuff. But let's see what Endpoint can do here. It's going to be Ruler once again with the AWP towards the main entrance. Look at the aggressive play from the CTs, pushing towards Ivy here, trying to shut things down. It's Karma Pangea with 2 kills, and Cinder finds a 3rd as well. Aggressive timeout coming in from Reason Gaming, trying to shut down any sort of adjustments Endpoint have made here. This is the adjustment. They're going for the smoke boost here, but it's a little bit too late, I'm afraid. It's going to be a 5-on-2 situation. Charlie Pickles and Mighty Max left in a very difficult situation there. So Karma Pangea. That's some of the great things you can do there. When you know the other team take a pause, you can use that yourself, right? You know they're going to be adjusting, they'll be changing the pace and maybe just bringing in a set piece and discussing their smokes. You just run into their faces, shut down anything they had in mind. And that's exactly what Reason did, and it's worked out perfectly here. They can't make it a clean sweep. Cinder does go down. Charlie Pickles with a nice shot there, trying to cause any damage he can, but the round is certainly over. He's got 40 points of health. They know where he is. No bomb to work with either. It's just maybe he can find a couple of kills here, and he certainly does do that, but overall, pretty successful round there from Reason.
I like that. Did Karma Pangea hit 2 for 1 then as well? They came in pretty swiftly.
Did he really?
Attacking each other.
I didn't see it from his POV, but
I am
sounded
interested.
good.
Yeah, it does seem as though he might have got something a little bit, you know, a little extra for free. But all is great at this point if you're Reason. You're starting to get a little bit of a grin on your face. You kind of set Endpoint back again. This should be 12-10.
Yeah, once you get double digits, that's a little bit of a mental barrier. Once you see that, you start believing. You start realizing, okay, now we do have a chance this game. His followers were getting wrecked throughout this one, but now, after winning both pistols and a few big rounds there as well, we have a real chance. There's another Eco for Endpoint rushing inside, but Cinder, he says no. 2 kills on the AK-47, looking for the clean sweep. Great work by him. 4 kills in total. It's Thomas that chimes in and helps, but now that's getting them fired up. You can see Reason still have some sort of hope on this map.
Henry, as much as I love the idea of it's them getting fired up, it's actually just the XL guys getting really excited.
Yeah, they're loving it, aren't they? Yeah,
yeah,
stuff.
They're feeling it. They're like, okay, this is, before they had 3 rounds, 4 rounds, and they're all pistols. Didn't feel great about it. Now it's like, oh, they can win a gun round.
If Reason do get a map here, that could be XL looking good for the playoffs as well. So that's why they're getting excited. Okay,
yep.
There you go.
This gets worrying. And then for Endpoint, you've lost out on that possibility, basically. You lose map 1.
Yeah,
your mentality's gone for map 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they've got to dig in deep. They're still in the lead, bear in mind. You know, I'm talking to you guys at home like Reason are leading this in a structure. They're not. They're still further back. Endpoint did look like a far better team as a collective. But look at this.
It's quite cool, isn't it? Nice little smoke there, boosting over it, trying to find that first pick, but a very passive hold here from Endpoint. You can see Jess holding all the way in T-spawn, waiting for more aggression. Maybe they've been rattled a little bit from that CT push. Mighty Max,
nice.
though, the boost does work out this time, takes down Cray, and now they have got the 5-on-4 advantage to work with here. Still plenty of time to work with it as well. 1 minute 10. Cinder has still pushed Ivy, but not really going to get that much forward by the looks of things here. We are going to see Jess potentially go down that side of the map, but for now, can just bide their time and see what the reaction is coming in from Reason Gaming.
CT side are going to find it hard to... Look at the positions. It's so spread apart. It's so sporadic. I guess 2 Ivy players can battle off each other, but they're going to get far out towards this A site if they go to it. They're going to get through all of. They're going to get towards the trains, but that's a lovely bit of work from Karma Pangea there to deny the play coming out of Pop, but needs to be careful. Can't extend too much himself. He's waiting on that flank to come around from the back of Ivy. Nice work from Mace. Good positioning. Does need to overdo it, but the final couple of bullets finds Mighty Max, and now Endpoint is starting to dwindle in numbers, starting to lose a bit of faith, and the CT side are closing in on them. You can see it throughout this. Karma Pangea to find Ruler, and it's down to 2. Bomb will be planted, though. Endpoint losing out left, right, and center. Jess now has to just watch as his team falls around him. Looks towards Ivy. 2 players trying to work in. He will find 1, but the spray can't continue. It's Thomas there. And it's 12-11, Henry.
It certainly is. It's Reason Gaming coming to life now. Kamapanga had an awful first half, almost non-existent, but since he's had the AWP in the second, he's looked great, finding all shots left, right, and center as well. And that's Endpoint getting the first pick as well. It should have been their round. Early pick coming in, a 5-on-4. I think the execution at that point would favor them, but Mace stepping up tremendously, Kamapanga as well. Now they're starting to look like quite the formidable side. And Endpoint, we're buying up into this one. 5 AKs once again, still the utility. Lost bonus still working in their favor, but we can see the CTs now. A couple of AKs to work with, means they can get aggressive. The likes of Thomas as well. He's got a 25 frags right now. He can hold more aggressive angles with the AK-47. Make it 12-12. That's an Endpoint. Like we said, they put the pressure on their side of the server. They're going to be feeling this now. This is a huge round for them.
Let's look for the approach. Let's look how they do this. See how they play it out. As I said, passive is I guess something that's going to be underlined at this sort of round. Caution going to be aired here. It looks as though it is going to be that hit again towards A. Molly's go in, and last time Reason dealt with it well, but this time maybe Endpoint can focus their attention in the right places. Kamapanga dropping the nades down, but it's Mighty Max to strike. That's big. Remove Thomas away. He's been one of the heavy hitters here for Reason, but Cray can now get played in. No one's really watching for it, but again, Mighty Max is there. This guy doesn't know when he's dead. Cray, though, tries to get into the middle of it, but merely falls, and it's Charlie Pickles to come in. Finally, Endpoint stem the bleeding. Finally, they fight back.
Yeah, utilising the smoke to the very start of the round. They had a clear objective from the very get-go. Round number 24. Hey, get towards outside, deploy the smoke. Got a bit hairy there with the HEs received as Reason Gaming reacted to the final execution there. But still, it's Mace left in the 4v1 situation. Nothing he can really do here. But he wants to try and find kills. Reason Gaming's economy should be relatively helpful. We'll see whether they can bring out maybe double orbs in the next round. But for now, Mace is just trying to take down anyone he can. He knows he can't win this. There's a kill. Takes out Mighty Max as well. Could maybe pick up the AW. I'd say pick that up and get out. Get the orb. No?
Ace?
Doesn't want it? Fair enough.
Damage. What's the money like for Reason?
I
It's
think
not worth it for that.
I think
surely.
you just take that orb and get the hell out of there. Like,
Yeah.
I guess at that point, maybe he tries to keep everyone by the bomb and take them down with the explosion. That's an idea. They've got decent money, but still, you don't want to give anything away whatsoever. You can save an orb, always try and do that. It's going to be Endpoint, though. 13-11. Get one step closer to the first map, and they do need the 2-0 here today, but here we go. The double orb setup, as we said. Kamapanga and Thomas have been quite a formidable duo on the second half. Big round here for Endpoint. Don't want to get reset as we enter round number 25. 3 and 4 to work with it. A full buy for the CTs for sure as Thomas boosts himself up on the green train, trying to find the first pick of main entrance. Another set piece from what I can see from Endpoint. You can see 4 players by the dumpster lining up smokes, but it's Cinder aggressive towards inside as well, with Charlie Pickles waiting on the other side. Has some good shots so far, but the incendiary should send him packing for now. A little bit of damage inflicted there, but Cinder will use that as a cue to pull back.
Very nice. Good work from him, keeping his ground. But this time, look how much closer Reason are playing. You've got Mace pushed up close. You had Thomas not too far behind, but to get overwhelmed so quickly. The 2 players who are playing up close, trying to hinder this, get swept aside. But that's the double coming through. Karma's still alive, but he will be, well, pretty much isolated here at this point. 2v3. Cinder's en route, but the bomb should be planted anytime now. It's being picked up as we speak. Giving time for Reason to get close, but Endpoint should be keeping this in check. We've got players in the right place. Ruler should be watching this cross through. Smoke goes in, allows them to get nice after-plant positions. There's very few access points here. Cinder needs to land a blinder, and Mighty Max almost gifts it, but no, there's Ruler coming in. This should be safe and sound. Nice approach from Endpoint, finally seeing a bit of that chemistry, that nice kind of bounding off each other. No mistakes being made.
I think they've realised now, just drop the set pieces there. Go as the 5-man unit, allow your star players actually have some map control to hit these frags. Ruler there with 2 AK headshots, doing a good job, working together now, and the defaults weren't really going in their favour. I feel like Reason Gaming were a little bit too random for them. Just get that set piece right at the start and shut them down, and it seems to be working very nicely indeed. It's going to be Cinder, desperately trying to find frags here, jumps out, the leap of faith from heaven. It doesn't really work out for him though, and it will be 14-11 in favour of Endpoint. Still with a little bit of money, I believe, for Reason. They certainly can buy into this one. You can see the orbs coming out. Mace with the M4A4. It won't be the best of buys, but it should have enough for at least rifles across the board and a few diffuse kits to work with as well. MP9 for Thomas. That's one adjustment they've got to make. I think you give one of the M4s up to him. He's been fantastic for them so far. Maybe Mace or Craig give over the M4 and allow your star player to have a bit more firepower there.
Bit of a switch here. Who will be the one playing towards B if they go? Oh, it's Cinder. Okay. I was a little worried it might have been Thomas there with the old SMG, but maybe they don't hit this. They've got time. This is a different look for Endpoint. They haven't really done this just yet. Cinder is going to get a glimpse any second now. Spots one, smoke goes in. Nicely played, doesn't panic, doesn't outdo it. Trying to get that one-way smoke on the go, and it's pretty darn good so far. No one's spraying into it, and they hold. Endpoint don't give anything away, and Cinder? Cinder? He's gone for a walkabout. He gets one dinks the other. Information aplenty, but was it worth it?
We'll find out. Endpoint certainly with the advantage this one, considering Thomas is down to just that MP9, but like you said, Cinder did headshot Cryptic at the same time as well. One of the more powerful players for Endpoint, certainly limited there. They still got a minute to work with here though. It will be Cray and indeed Karma with the AWP towards the inside bomb site for now, but what's the final point from Endpoint here? We'll see whether they can actually finish things up towards the A site. They still have 3 smokes to work with here, flashbangs, Molotovs as well. They're trying to find their next opening.
Thomas will be the weak link if you look at it in any way you want. He has been individually phenomenal, but a viable angle to hold, don't get me wrong. Definitely able to do it, but this is where it begins. He has to commit. Oh, that's a bomb! Thomas, every time, seems to deliver at least a little something. He tries to do what he can. It's down to 3v3, but look at the HP for Endpoint. We've got Rulo and Cryptics, but they're still going to go towards this A site. Bomb needs to go down. We've got 20 seconds remaining, and there's still players everywhere. Mace is a huge ace up the sleeve. 15 seconds, bomb is down. 2 players committed towards the site. Molly goes in. That could become tricky, but no. We have 1 player escaping with Jess taking huge amounts of damage. There's Mace striking, but there's still threats here. Ruler and Cryptics can still do work.
They certainly can. Low HP, and it seems to be punishing them there. Karma, the USP there, finishing things off for Cryptics, and there it is. Ruler going down as well. We still have life in Reason yet. Very good job there once again, funneling them towards the inside area, and then back towards Atas where Endpoint have to finish. They get the bomb down, sure, but you're right. Mace, ready and waiting from Ivy, strikes at the perfect time as well, drops the incendiary, waits for his teammates, doesn't overcommit, doesn't want to do anything too flashy there. Find that 1 kill, give them the advantage, and the round falls in their favor. It's Karma getting the call from his teammates, they're low HP as well, the dinks have come through, and it's a nice clean sweep there to finish things off. So, 14-12. One of the final buys here for Endpoint. They just want to get map point here. They need this first map win. If it goes in against them, their playoff hopes have been diminished. So, Tech9, 3 AKs, and Karma once again finds the first shot, takes down Ruler.
Charlie Pickles, though, fancies to go at it himself. Why not? He's been doing well so far. Flashes are great as well for the T side. They've been keeping him blind, but straight through the smoke, the flashes weren't that good. Mace stands there brazen, as you like, but Cryptics tries to make a go of it, just pushing wildly, but it's Mighty Max to break through. It's a 2v3, but Mighty Max so low, and the bomb in such a awkward spot. This could get tricky, but does the CT side overextend? Do they make a mistake? Do they allow Endpoint a chance?
We'll find out. Well, Endpoint desperate to hold on to this situation, but they have got a 3-on-2. Mighty Max on 12 HP, Jess with the bomb on his back. And it will be Mighty Max making his way back towards T-spawn. So that means Jess has to stay alive here. Try and buy this time, but he won't be able to do it. That's the bomb dropped as well. Makes this almost impossible situation for Max, making a lot of noise as well here. They'll know he's coming, and it should be quite an easy frag here. Crazy in the perfect position to shut it down, but somehow doesn't get the kill there. The pre-fire from Mighty Max gives him a lifeline here, but surely he doesn't win this situation. He's the headshot here onto Cinder, trying to bait him out there with the sound cues. He's behind the E-box. It's very tense here. Mighty Max, one of the best players for Endpoint, trying to win this huge situation here. If he does this, it's going to be map points and potentially ruin Reason's money.
This gets bloody terrifying. Good flash from Cinder, forcing him back. But you can see Cinder's nervous. Against a 12 HP player, he locks it out. And we may say that, okay, Reason can't do much this season in the way of their performance, their finish at this point. But you can't tell me this doesn't mean much to them. You watched them in this game. You saw Thomas a couple of rounds ago. He's getting pumped up. He's feeling it. You know that you're kind of chasing these guys down. You can ruin everything for these guys. Bear in mind, their tournament life is on the line. Their top 3 possibility finish going to the semi-finals could end now. A couple more rounds and look at the money. This is a little scary, isn't it?
Yeah, this is Endpoint. Certainly the favorites here as well. And they're up with pistols, P250s, Tech9s, no armor, 1 smoke, 1 flashbang. These are the rounds that can sometimes fall out of your grasp of your Reason gaming, but for now it's looking like a pretty convincing case that they'll be winning this one and tying things up 14-14. Who would have thought? Endpoint, you're absolutely right. In the first half they looked like a fantastic unit, a very good squad, but this should be one of those redundant rounds where not really much will happen here. First 2 kills for Reason, make it 3 now, and Cray to finish things off. Good job there, clean sweep. And it will be 14-14. We're going to be going the full distance here, whatever happens, as we enter round number 29. Money still available for Endpoint here, 5 AKs, no AWP potential here. Rulo, who's been so good at AWP, haven't really seen it on the second half.
Yeah, it's a real shame. The money's been so hit and miss. Even when they've had it, it has been a massive missing piece.
One thing to note as well, Cryptics is one of their absolute star players. 9 kills, 22 deaths as well. You expect him to be performing a little bit higher than that. He's considered one of the best players in the UK, but right now, not really turning up in this crucial game for Endpoint.
Got to be destroying him individually as well. You know you're feeling bad about it. You're keeping your head high. Of course, you're doing what you can, but it's not a great feeling when you know you're individually not there. Now look at this. Karma Panga going to push himself up towards those brown halls, those box halls, so he's fine. He gets information for free, basically. He can stay here if he wants. He can back away if he feels pressure, but for now, he's good. Thomas getting a little closer as well. Heading up towards E-box a little. Not quite there yet, but Endpoint we saw them kind of running these, pack mentality, all-in hits, just go together, get the frags, we know he can do it. That worked for them. That got them back in the game, bear in mind. They were kind of, losing out on these rounds, but Reason have the right idea. They have 4 players in the perfect place for this, and it's going to be go time. Flash comes in, Cray turns the first, does get caught by the second, though. This gives her a small room of opportunity, but he comes out perfectly. There's Cray coming into this. 2 kills. Cinder as well. This is looking good for Reason. Down to Mighty Max. Can he dig deep enough? 3 kills is what he needs, and that is a very tall task. Thomas on the other side of this smoke, and he knows what's happening in there. 15 rounds now at Reason. Heartbreak is on the line here, Henry.
Those are the rounds that have been working out for Endpoint as well. The call at the very start of the round, the set piece is sticking into the unit, but Reason Gaming, they've worked out how to defend it now, and it looks like the dreams of Endpoint to make it to the playoffs could be falling apart here. It's the final round, number 30, 15-14 in favor of Reason Gaming as well. Endpoint need to convert this round to a victory to see us into overtime. They've got 4 pistols and 1 AK-47 with no armor to do it. It's not looking good. But Endpoint, they need to dig so deep here. I'm not sure they have what it takes right now. I haven't been impressed with the second half, but if there was a time to deliver, this would be it.
Cinder has it all to do. He could stop this now. 3 players, make it 4 to his right. If he plays this right, he could have them all. He could do it all right here, but no, backs away. Smart play, doesn't want to overextend. You don't want to make mistakes in these sort of rounds.
It's another call at the start of the round here. Go towards inside, get the brown horse control, potentially one of their inside executes. We haven't really seen that from Endpoint as of yet. Smoke's being lined up. Like we said, Jesp, he's got the AK-47, but no armor to work with. 1 bullet hitting his chest, that AK is useless. He needs to be hitting 1-tap headshots here and trying to find opening frags. Smokes are there, 5 of those still for Endpoint. They have got full inside control. Waiting for the final commitment here. Could fake this go back towards outside. That's definitely an option for them, but Pickles, with the bomb and lower ramp, he's fully committing here. It's up to Cinder to defend.
Here we go, Charlie Pickles is burning alive, as is Ruler. This is getting deadly. Cinder finds one, but there's Cryptix finally coming through. A player we've been looking for so long, and a bomb plant. This could still be possible. They could still do this, but the HP is low. They have Molotovs.
No!
Oh, Cryptix! He charges and he fails! He did everything he could, but just those couple of shots. But Mighty Max, is it his turn? Can he do the unthinkable? Charlie Pickles lands one. It's down to 3. There's still Molotovs. There's still hope here. Mighty Max, you need to do it all. Great tags, but not enough. It's down to the 1v1. Mace up against Ruler. Flash goes in. Ruler, he's going for this as well. Mace.
No!
Mason, oh no, what a mistake! Can you believe that, Henry?
You can hear the reaction in the room from the XL boys. They know what that means. Reason Gaming have somehow done it against all the odds. A team that had no hope in the playoffs here. It's Endpoint they needed the 2-0. They looked so good in the first half. It's 11-4, and their playoff hopes now in the bin. That was everything. They needed the 2-0 here today. Reason had nothing to play for, but they played their hearts out and showed us they could come back from that huge deficit.
I don't think there's much more to be said about that one, Henry. Guys on the desk, what do you make of that one?
So much was made of that. Thank you very much, Pansy. Thank you very much, Henry. Well, I feel like we need a break, but let's just re-establish this. Because Reason won 1 map, that means XL hold on to the 4th place in the playoffs, which means Endpoint are out of contention, making it to the playoffs. We'll have a break, come back, and have all the analysis. Well done to the XL boys. So then, it came down to the second match of the day. Endpoint needed to get a 2-0 victory to make sure that they moved into the playoffs for next week. But Reason stood in the way, and that man Thomas and the rest of the team stood up and won the map after being 11-4 down. So there you have it. Reason make sure that XL are into the playoffs. I'll tell you what we'll do right now. Let's chat to the lads from XL. Yasmin, what are they saying?
What are you saying, guys? Come on, don't. You did a massive celebration just a second ago. We saw it on the camera. Like, you did what you needed to do it there, and then Reason, I think Thomas just came to the bottom of the stairs and I've just done you guys a big favour. Oh, yeah. How do you feel, Boaster?
I'm shaking like a piece of jelly on a plate right now. Like, I don't know. That's what I'm saying right now. Yeah, like, I'm not even playing the game, and the boys over there won it for us. They were literally screaming as well, like, giving it off. I love them.
It's been amazing. I mean, it was very tense. At one point, I thought that it was looking cool. It was close. It was very, very close. Were you scared? Were you nervous?
It's never nice to have it for it not to be in your hands, you know, but it's great that the guys got hyped and did it for us. You know, we found our way. Two weeks ago that we thought there was no chance of us getting through, but just everything just fell in place, and we started playing good Counter-Strike, and everything's just worked out for us.
Definitely has worked out, hasn't it?
Big up Mace, stand-in today, played it off the final round, 1v1 against Ruler, my boy Mace.
I think everyone's very, very chuffed. Tom, are you celebrating with us? Where are you?
Well, I'm not allowed. No, contractually, I have to sit down here.
Just a whoop whoop.
But whoop whoop. I'm there with the whoop whoops. I will be celebrating with the boys. I want to see the winning moments for XL because they were ecstatic.
Nice! Come on!
Nice!
Oh my!
See, that's what you want. In every situation, you want a calm IGL leader, Jacob. Doesn't want to stand up, but that's what you want. You want someone who's very, very calm. I said I couldn't be, I had to be impartial. But those boys have proved a lot of entertainment. And they said it themselves when I chatted to them, that they thought they were dead and buried at 11-4 on that map train. And what happened to Endpoint? Well, what happened? There was round 30 that you wanted to talk about. Some play that wasn't of the greatest standard.
Well, you know, it's pretty basic CS. If you're playing that position, all you want to do is make sure they're not defusing, and there's ways of knowing if they're defusing or not. First way is checking. Second way is maybe throwing a flash or a Molotov. The third way is if they're shooting at you, they're probably not defusing.
Okay.
So let's not peek that one. I just, you know, that's, if we have a look at the round highlight, I don't know if that's coming up, but it's just, that's, you know, basic staple of CS. Essentially, we just had a lack of structure. Ben said it when we were watching. They were just trying to play too tactically. At the end of the day, you're missing two players that you normally play with. Is that right? No, just missing Emmy. And they're playing over tactically, trying to overthink their situations. And at the end of the day, you just got to pug it out. It works perfectly for Reason. Pug it out a little bit, play a little bit more loose, a little bit less hard style, because the strats aren't going to work if you haven't got the in-game leader. So, just very disappointing, really.
Yeah, well,
he's put it politely and poetically there, but he was very annoyed, was Harold. What did you think watching that essay? Because they were 11-4 up.
I was kind of annoyed in the sense because last week Max came over here and he said, yeah, we were just basically doing the 4-1. And this week they just decided to not do that at all.
Okay.
It was just like, yeah, we'll try a default, doesn't work. They tried doing a few of the execute rushes, like I mentioned, that didn't work. They weren't doing the things they did to get rounds off Envy last week on train. They weren't doing like the 4-1 plays where it's a group pack play, just burst on contact on site or burst into B and stuff. They just weren't doing anything like that. It was really confusing why they decided to do it.
And how did Reason manage it with some of the players that just stepped up today, like Mace, you know, coming in for Hoodlum, but you know, he did very well, and Boaster gave him a shout out from the XL team. What did he do? What were the star players for Reason today?
It was a mixture of a good team performance, really. Like, they all had plays where they were just pushing forward, and pretty much it showed that they didn't have anything to lose, essentially. They were just pushing. They were just like, I feel like doing this, so I'm going to do it. So, for example, I think it was a few rounds in, Cinder was just pushing through smokes and stuff, just doing it because I feel like this is a good idea, I'll do it. Normally you'd be like, oh, it's probably not worth it, I might die here and put my team at a disadvantage, but they were just doing whatever they wanted, essentially.
How far can Mace go? This is a good opportunity for him to be on the shop window, so other teams, other franchises moving into Season 2 can pick him up, or maybe Reason will want to keep him now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've lost Hoodlum. Hoodlum's gone now. So whether or not they keep Mace, obviously he's a young player. He's I suppose what you would call up and coming. He had a good game there. He actually did frag really well. There were moments where you thought that was a bit of an odd play, or he may have slipped up. But you've got to expect that. He's a young player. He's not got the most experience in the world. So I think he played really well. Filled his boots. Definitely filled the boots of Hoodlum very effectively. So going forward, I think they can be very happy with this performance. Not that it actually matters for them. But it's a massive morale boost. It's a massive bit of experience they can put under their belts. Now, we always mention it every single week. You used to play for Endpoint, Csgo. Imagine you're up there, sat there now. You've lost that map. You know you're out. What's going through their heads right now? And they know they're not in the playoffs and they're not going to be coming back next week. How are they going to play?
A truthful response would just be, you'd feel like there's no point playing. Like, because obviously you don't have a result to play for. There's no real reason for you to stay there. You're just thinking, I guess I have to play now. Yeah. If we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. It doesn't make a difference to me.
Are you expecting terrible play, or are you expecting a couple of trick shots?
It'll be a lot of just, no...
cohesion, I guess.
No cohesion, no self-involvement. Like, they don't have anything to lose. They'll be doing what they want. I think they'll just take this map with a breeze, to be honest, because of that.
But so you're saying... the
Endpoint will take it, because they won't care as much.
I wouldn't be massively surprised if there's Spotify on in the background. TeamSpeak. I just don't think they'll be particularly bothered by this.
What playlist did you put on? What sort of music?
Right now, what would I be putting on? Late Night Love.
Late Night Love.
Late Night Love on Spotify. Check it out. It's a big playlist.
Okay. I normally have the concentration one on. That's really good. Not fast.
Trust me.
Listen,
easy naughties.
Thank you. All right, good. End of the suggestions. That's it. Two a section. Thank you. Listen, thank you very much to Harold and Csgo. I'm going to literally throw over to the casters, Henry and Pansy. We did not see that one coming up, did we? But it's happened, and we can all be reflective of that, because anything can happen in CSGO.
It certainly can. I think that's a very good way of putting it. And I don't know what that means for the next map coming up. I think we have a good idea what could happen. I think that Csgo, bless his heart, he's thinking of the best things. Oh, don't worry, Endpoint, they'll fight through now.
Yeah.
Not feeling that, Henry.
I tend to agree. It feels like that's going to be a Endpoint at this point. Like you know that was your chance. You've blown it now. That was a huge lead, 11-4, and now it's gone. You can't make the playoffs. Reason we're in that position before. They were playing their hearts out. They were screaming and whooping, and every single chance they had, they looked very passionate. I don't think we'll see the same passion coming in from Endpoint going into this one. I feel like they'll put a little dejected. Obviously, they have to play it. It's not really going to mean anything in the landscape of the tournament round. Yeah. So they're going to have to just play this one out, maybe have a bit of fun with it, keep the rushes up, and maybe just see what they can do. Maybe we can have some big plays in that respect, though. We can see some huge spray downs. I think big clutches coming in. I'm not sure, but I'm not that excited about the prospect of this game right now.
No, the weight of the value of the game was all based off probably the first map. As I said, if it had gone Endpoint's way, this would have been very exciting. This could still be that chance for Reason to do what they did in the first. But with the way it went down, essentially what it means is this game can't influence the standings at all. It doesn't really change much here. Maybe a little bit between Endpoint and Infuse, possibly, I don't know, but nothing to that top four, nothing to the semi-finals. And bear in mind, at the start of the day, you had Excel sitting in 6th place.
Yes.
They had two teams in front. They had Endpoint first and 5th, then Infuse. So what a crazy set of events that put them back in this sort of predicament. So I'm sure that's something we can get into in the desk later on, but for now, there's still a lot to be said about these two teams. And, you know, your mentality, I don't know what's left to prove here. You know, you're looking for storylines, Henry. This is what I do. We look for silver lining.
Well,
what can you think of here? Because
we know that both of these teams are going through changes right now, a transition period, especially with the likes of Endpoint. We know there's turmoil within that squad. Maybe a chance to prove yourself as an individual, showcase your talents, and show us what you're made of on the big stage right now. That would make sense, right? So at least turn up and have a big performance here. That could be something.
And we've definitely seen some good players come out from Endpoint. I think this kind of all shifts the perspective. But I'd say overall Endpoint have been a great team to look at. For me personally, Pickles, Mighty Max, Ruler, these three to me have stood out massively, at least recently.
Yeah. I
know the others can definitely play. Jesper and Cryptix, there's no dispute in that. They were just quiet today for me. Yeah, Cryptix especially. It was disappointing to see him pretty much the biggest game of the tournament for them, him not arriving whatsoever. Like towards the very latter stages of the game there, 9 kills wasn't really enough for someone of his caliber. But still,
we do go into cash, ladies and gentlemen. Just to reiterate, it's one of those games we're not really expecting much from Endpoint, but Reason Gaming, look at that 2-0, just to finish the season off on a high for them. They won't be making it to the playoffs, but they're potentially rebuilding with this lineup. As May's coming in full-time, we're not so sure. We'll find out as time goes on, but for now, it will be 4 sets of armor. Cray with the PT50 smoke, similar to what we saw in Train as well. Rush middle, boys. Why not? Eternal Orthodox, but we're just going for it, and they'll go towards the B split here as well.
Henry, I think I've seen these strats before.
Yeah.
I think I do these strats.
Well, there you go.
They don't work out as well. You know, clearly I don't bring the mace effect, but Jesper's still on site. Hasn't been overwhelmed yet. Challenging 1-by-1 always goes well, I find. Reason just running in there at the moment, it seems. But, you know, this is going to be one of those sloppy games. It's going to be hard to find things to look at. And as much as, you know, as a caster, you look at it, it's like, guys, why don't you just lie to us perpetually, which we normally do. But this is going to be very tricky because this round's been a little bit ridiculous so far.
We normally do lie, it's true. We try and build up storylines that maybe don't exist, but it's difficult with this one, I have to say. But still, it's going to be Endpoint, Jesper especially. He's one of those players, right? Like I said, he's a Swedish player in the UK scene, not particularly known worldwide, but he is, at least on my radar, a decent bragger. And he should be performing here. Every chance he gets to be on stream and show himself as a player, he should be stepping up. 3 kills there in the pistol, looking pretty strong towards the B side. I don't think we'll see much in terms of a tactical masterclass here from either side. I don't think we'll see any tactical timeouts. I can almost guarantee you won't see a single one of those in this game.
If I was Reason, I'd be calling them as much as possible.
Yeah, just
for
to get in their heads.
Why not?
Yeah.
Ruin some friendships while you're here. You
Why
know,
not?
all mates.
Well, it's going to be an aggressive play here from old Charlie Pickles. He finds 2 kills with the UMP there. Mighty Max chiming in as well with that UMP. Should be quite a clean sweep here. The bomb did go down in the first round, so I feel like they'll be buying up the next round. It wasn't pretty much a full eco from what I can gather. I didn't really quite catch it at the start, but 3 kills with Mighty Max. Pickles with 2 there. And there it is, the 2-0 coming in. Oh, they didn't get the bomb down from what I can see. Maybe they took a full eco with the view to buy up in this one. We'll see what they decide to do, Reason Gaming here. Could get a couple of AKs out if they wanted to. There it is. They are going to do that.
Any chance I feel you're going to say the words, oh, they could do this, I feel they're going to go for it.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those where it's just like, let's go on the buy.
Well, we'll go for it. We'll see what happens. So no bomb going down there, but a full eco in the second. This is another tactic that G2 brings to the table as well in top tier CS. It's something a lot of teams have been experimenting with, the surprise buy, if you will. But most teams, when they can sense you've got no armor in that second round, they're going to be expecting potentially this could be a likely outcome. But still, Jess boosted up. Solid now doesn't fully commit. He knows that they could be on the other side. Nice movement, does get behind them, but he finds the kill just about. There it is.
That's a bit awkward, isn't it? And there was even a player boosted on kind of T-red in middle to expect this and just gets away scot-free. He's like, well, I walked through main, I found one who wasn't looking at me, and I'm having a lovely time with it. Gone walkabouts. Thomas is kind of curious where he's gone to. Doesn't really want to walk back towards A main. The lockers and the crossfire you can set up playing in through main is just not fun. Simple as that. Still a 3-man play over towards B as well, so bit of a stack here, mid completely left open, and we do see that push coming from Charlie Pickles towards A main, so kind of just gaining ground here. Endpoint not giving up much. Reason going to find it hard to fight back into this. They're going to need to land some back-to-back bangers, basically, simple as that, but see if they can get down Charlie Pickles for free, and then it all becomes a little bit more possible. But there should be a flash builder played in from Jesp if he feels pressure or hears anything, or gets that first bit of contact.
5 and 4 for now. Pickles in a defense position. Manages to get the headshot there, takes down Mates, and at least gets information, calls the rotations and delays them somewhat as well. So the Jets now to cause more damage here from the quad position as well. Trying to stay alive. His teammates helping him out with the flashbangs there. He's down to 3 points FL. The flashbangs are so good. Wow. The synergy is still there for Endpoint. Down to the 2-on-2 though. Reason not going down about a fight just yet, but that bomb site has been covered in flames with time ticking away as well. This is not looking too good for Reason, I have to say.
Look at Endpoint, they're just pushing in with the SMGs here, up close and personal. This could work out. Carl Pang is 14 HP. And there's Cryptix getting some kills on the board too, to be precise.
Well, it's all for naught really. A chance for Cryptix to turn up here and redeem himself, but unfortunately the damage has already been done. They will not be making the playoffs, but a decent round there from Endpoint, at least working together. As I said, it was Jets buying time from the quad position. Flashbangs from his teammates were very good indeed. He managed to find a couple of frags there, but ultimately Reason Gaming with that interesting force buy in the third round didn't really work out for them. They're going to number 4 here with another eco. Deagle, CZ to PT50, no armor, no nades. Should be quite an easy round here for Endpoint unless someone goes absolutely wild here with the opening 1 digs.
Cinder having a look. No one's pushed up towards that snack spot, but already Thomas taking a lick of damage there, down to 32. He's just spamming away. He's having a nice time. He's I've done my work. I can just have fun now. Cinder again turning the flash. No one's really pushed up close. Not really giving many opportunities for these CZs and P250s, and The Deagle can always do something, but not much to be found on this. The Cryptic's on the other side, who's having a good game so far. If he gets overwhelmed, it might be the end of that little bit of a tear, but he's been showing a little bit of potential in this one. Nice easy farming, or at least it should be. Rifle recovered by Mace here, doesn't get to use it too much, as Ruler already takes it out of his hands. And Cryptic's making a bit of a meal of this one, so Ruler will come in and keep it nice and clean. 4 alive.
Clean round indeed. Reason not really turning up as of yet on cash. Endpoint still keeping their heads above water. Doesn't look like things are too kind of argumentative over there. Still quite happy to play on the cash here. It's 4-0 in their favour. It's round number 5. No orbs for Reason Gaming here. 5 AK-47s. We want to see maybe the orb come out once again, especially on the Reason side. We did see some great shots there earlier, but still, for now, we do go into round number 5 here. It's up to Mace, who's been boosted up towards middle to stop any CT aggression here. It's definitely one of the maps where we can see options with the CT to start. That's why I like casting it so much. The CTs like Pickles is doing right now. You have options to hunt for frags here towards main entrance, squeaky door towards middle as well. That boost we saw from Jesp earlier. That's why it's one of the most exciting maps we have in CS at the moment.
Love a bit of cache. Thomas having a little bit of a linger through middle. Spots at least one out. He knows the Ruler's there now. Flash could come in for Ruler, allow him to play into it. Nice work from the CT side, bit of aggression coming through, but Thomas did find the frag back towards middle, so again, it feels like Endpoint can't get that clean advantage yet, but still, you can see Charlie Pickles pushing right up into main. This guy just wants action, doesn't he, really?
He's lucky to get away with that one.
How did he get away with that?
Yeah, I'm not sure what he was hoping for with the UMP in hand as well, taking that sort of phase, but gets away with it. Sort of 4-on-4, and time ticking away now. We're at the 50-second mark. The bomb will be making its way towards A. We have one player in Squeaky Door. They can execute here, still have all their smokes and Molotovs, so probably Molotov towards MBK, smoke towards Highway, Molotov, that quad position as well. It's up to Pickles to delay them as Mighty Max goes in towards Forklift.
It's a dangerous spot to get yourself in towards. Gets a little scary at this sort of point. Hard to back away from, but he's playing it as far back as he can. A little safer from Squeak while the smoke's still up, but the molly buys him a little bit more time. Scared now, nervous maybe, tries to get out of here safely, and he does. Spotted though, I can imagine, and here come the mollies. This should be the hit from Reason. Charlie Pickles though, good adjustment, but he can't follow up. Mace there, trades out well, and it's Mighty Max waiting in the back. Waiting patiently by quad, but overwhelmed and outnumbered. 3 players get the job done, and Bomb Plant should come in with 10 seconds remaining.
Should do, absolutely. A nice shot from Thomas as well. Hopefully the first round for Reason to be posted at this point. It's up to Jess now in the 3-versus-1 clutch. No nades to work with, but he has got a get, but it's all for naught. Thomas takes him down. A little bit chaotic there on the A-bomb side. Didn't feel like Reason had time to get the bomb down there, but a nice kill towards quad. Secured in the plant, and indeed the round as well. Their first round on the board. It'll be 4-1 at this point, and a chance for Endpoint to reset them here. It was still a difficult round for Reason to pick up, so the orb comes out for Ruler. We know how strong he was on train. Unfortunately, he didn't convert to a map victory, but he did have some very, very good rounds with the AWP. Jeff certainly limited going to round number 6 as well, just down to the CZ. So both teams on the brink of destruction here in terms of the financial situation.
Yeah, and I can only imagine what maybe would have happened if Ruler maybe got that orb going on that T side a little bit more, had more of an opportunity with it.
Yeah.
Didn't have it at all, really. He was, you know, barely able to get a rifle up. Nice little fly through, but mostly to show off the fact that Charlie Pickles had a little bit of a boost. So he's up there. Can hold that. They can kind of not necessarily leave him solo, but you can kind of pull a player away, maybe double up towards Highway, pull a player towards Connector. Plenty of options. Ruler's pretty happy here, though. A bit of a deep angle. Does get tagged, forced off this one. Gun barrel certainly showing. And a little bit more as well, as the tag does put him down to 42. And Reason taking their time here. Very patient play.
Certainly is. Trying to push the CDs back. There's actually no presence towards middle whatsoever. They'll be boosting up at this point as well. Utilising all their grenades still. They want to make sure these are clean and effective rounds. You can see the smokes towards Connector, the Molotovs at vents and sandbags as well. Cinder has ascertained the mid will be clear. Cryptics towards the checkers area. Do not let the X-ray kind of mislead you there. As we enter the 45-second mark as well. It will be a B split indeed. You can see them getting towards the vents here. Probably a flash coming in towards Checkers. Cryptic's going to be challenged here. Can't find the first kill. That's sloppy from him once again, but it will be Jess stepping up with the CZ. Can he find his second frag? Doesn't look likely. Has to reload the pistol. That takes a lot of time. So Mighty Max now left to defend the B-bomb site.
But surely an ace up the sleeve. 3 players, you don't expect it. 2 is probably about right, and there's the bomb down now. He's still on site. Cray's the next one to challenge. Somehow kills him there. Didn't look anywhere near like he could, but he did. Ruler now left in the 1v2. Bomb left on the site. Doesn't need to play into this too much. I'm pretty sure he knows this is here, but he wants to get that quick kill on the cross and bring it down to a 1v1, but with 8 seconds remaining, the bomb surely to be planted. Cinder will be the one to shut this round down in the end. Got a little bit scary there, but it was kept in check.
Yeah, and like we said, that's a big round. Whoever won that one was actually going to force an eco to the opposition. So it's going to be Reason Gaming just about with Ruler the AWP expecting him to step up there. Only finds one kill. The B bomb side, Reason Gaming finding it open mid-area there. And we feel like Cryptix, he had to step up. He could feel them coming. He had the information they're coming towards the vent. Gets to dink off, but can't find a follow-up shot. And it falls apart the B bomb side. Like you said, the third player there as well, Mighty Max, drops the bomb, buys some time, but unfortunately it doesn't work out for Endpoint. 4-2 still in their favor, but we're certain to be 4-3 here. As we enter round number 7, they've just got the default pistols. Ruler with a P250, just with a flashbang, not looking too good. They get one kill here. I think that's about as good as it's going to get.
Molly comes out. Jess, we better use that flash soon. There it is, comes through. All players face, and it doesn't go so well. Reason sweep them all up and send them all back home. 5 alive, no problem there. Nice little idea. I like the idea of just using a flash. Try and do something. Try and make something happen. Why not? Very light.
Yeah, you can normally stack towards middle. A flashbang at the right time, get a little bit lucky in that sense. You can get a couple of kills potentially there.
Why not? But at least a buy for both sides. So 4-3. This game, I'm kind of surprised it hasn't torn away in one team's favour yet, if I'm completely honest. It looks like both teams are coming in a little flat in comparison to the fire we saw brought in on the last map on Train. But, you know, it's still relatively early doors. It's 4-3. I kind of expected Reason to be kind of just running with this one, but maybe they've just kind of sat back a little bit. The boost comes in from Cinder, but he's waiting. He's waiting to see if there's a boost coming in from the other side, which has been a regular occurrence, to be fair.
Karma, first shot going in his favor, takes down Ruler. This is another buy from Endpoint, not the best though. You can see they got the M4s, but only one kept, limited in utility. We're at the 1:25 mark. They have 3 flashbangs left. That's not going to be good enough to hold off an execution here. They need to be working harder for these kills. You see Jets maybe flirting the idea of boosting his teammate. Oh, I think that has to happen here. They have to find a kill. They cannot allow this final play to come in from the T's, but Jets with good timing does find one. Looking for the second as well. Gets the dink in, but can't quite find the frag. Still the man advantage there is Reason, and then they've bled out Endpoint here.
Looking at this though, Mighty Max and Cryptix are in a good place. There is only one man on A, Charlie Pickles, but Charlie Pickles has been pushing up a lot. Mighty Max does show his hand through vent, backs away from it, and middle now falls comfortably into the place of Reason. And now A side looking very vulnerable. Sadly for Cryptix, he can't make it to the truck in time. He could only play out from connector. Maybe both going to play towards the truck, but Thomas is already there, and he's landing shots pretty swiftly. Except for Cryptix. Hey, it could happen, but it's unlikely in an afterplant. Bear in mind, you still have Mace already close on highway. You've got the other 2 players just playing the afterplant positions.
Well then, Cryptix, M4 in hand, this was a very difficult buy for Endpoint. I don't think he'll get much more out of this. Mace takes him down. One of the new faces here of the Elite Series, and a lot of people seem to be impressed with his performances so far. Good fragging on Train, especially, was instrumental in finding that first map for Reason and denying playoff placement for Endpoint. That's got to be the main storyline of today. Infuse, especially coming in here looking like they were the favourites and then going down 0-2. That was gutting for them. I thought that would be the biggest heartbreak of the day, but Endpoint as well, up against Reason Gaming, who are not have any sort of contention to make it to the playoffs. They're the ones to deny it, and it's going to be XL, the Dark Horses, that managed to find that 4th spot. But here we go, round number 9, another eco for Endpoint. Deagles, CZs, set of body armor for Pickles as well. Not really sure what that's going to do for him against those AKs, but we'll find out as we enter round number 9. Molotov towards middle, pushing his CTs back. It seems like Reason Gaming. Oh, yeah, you're right. Didn't quite spot that. Jess is hiding. That can be quite a little sneaky angle, but just a deagle, you're not going to find too much there.
Yeah. I did feel as though there may have been a chance then, just because he didn't check on it. The first time he swung out wide, it just didn't, you know, click into head. And could have happened, but it didn't. All threats have been nullified to this point. Charlie Pickles, the man who bought armor. Let's see if it works out. That's a no. I think we realised why most people don't do that. Ruler now. An easy 1v5, I believe. I've seen this before. I've seen you win these, Ruler.
Yeah,
no problem.
I'm believing right now. CZ in hand, bomb down the other side, but he got very unlucky there. Thomas takes him down. But there it is. Reason actually do take the lead here. Looking for the 2-0, Lauren. After having the 4-0 deficit against them, they could actually surprise them, but just to anyone who's just joining in as well. Endpoint, after losing the first map, they cannot make the playoffs. Same story for Reason as well. Unfortunately, this game doesn't mean too much into the final standings, but for Reason, they'll be rebuilding to the next season and trying to maybe test out Mace's potential here. Maybe is he a good fit? Endpoint with an interesting approach here, Lauren. They've got 3 orbs on cash. You don't see this every day, but it's potentially the saviour for Endpoint here as we go into round number 10.
3 orbs.
Yep.
Whoa. That's always the awkward one when you look around in spawn going, why have you bought one?
It's
but
working.
so far, is it?
No.
We had our hopes up.
I'm trying to lie to people. You're not letting me.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry. It was working, Henry, and that is brilliant, though. Lovely work from Cryptix, but it was the flash that did it all for him. Whoever set that up, whoever put that into motion, is the MVP of this round. It's just left Gray alive, of course. That could have been very different. He was outnumbered, outgunned, and they would have probably had that B site.
But now, though, Gray by himself, 4 versus 1. Surely he can't do anything with this one. Cryptix finding some form in some of the bigger rounds here on Cash, but fortunately we needed to see that on Train, but doesn't seem to be the case, unfortunately for him today. We'll have a chance here for Cray to potentially just shut down some of the money for Endpoint. He's in a decent position in terms of heading towards CT spawn here, but they'll be almost certainly having a player watching the flanks, and I think that's going to be Jesp. He's towards heaven, just making sure no one come in the back. He could find Ruler, though, with his pants down, but Jesp, he knows there's a possibility and shuts it down. There it is. To the 3 ops, it is working for now, at least. No celebrations on the CT side.
Just
very
dead
docile
silence.
situation, yeah.
You can always tell when there's no camera shots coming through. You know what I mean? It's just like, do you want to zoom in on the very dulcet tones of either side?
Yeah.
Nah, let's just stick to the game.
Stick to the game.
Stick to the game. So it's a good shout. How many ops do we have up?
Just 2.
On both sides, at least.
On both sides,
That's
right.
exciting. Someone could end up with 4 on one team if it.
Oh,
hello.
hits
What
him.
was that?
Okay.
Jesp is having a bit of a mare here. He's not having the best of times in middle.
Certainly not. Well, round number 11.
Shoot
Double
through
ops
the
set
wall,
up.
Thomas.
Yeah, just straight up wallbang. Well, his teammate presumably opens up the door for him. There it is. He looks towards highway, but Ruler, he says no. He takes down the player towards main entrance. He's actually towards that core position as well. Thomas trying to refrag here. I don't think it'll be possible unless Cryptix gifts it to him. Almost does on the plate there, but can't hit the shot just yet.
Sadly for Thomas, he doesn't have a Molotov. You can easily molly that spot out from here.
Ooh.
Oh my word, do it again. Do it again, Thomas. Let's go. Just for the funsies. This is what I'm here for. Obviously this game, you know, has a little bit more value to just than wallbang into quad, but
we want it. We do want it.
honestly, the guys I play against in matchmaking on any occasion would have landed that every day of the week. Almost certain.
Every shot, every single time.
Every single shot's perfect. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Try and fall back to sight, still kill you. It's a joy, isn't it? 3 players still towards A, Henry. And yeah, neither team really wanting to make that kind of full commitment here. You can see Reason still playing towards middle. 35 seconds left, bear in mind. They're very, very slow on these T sides.
Yeah, they want it, don't they? Well, they are a man down for now. Karma was the first player to drop. We've got 25 seconds remaining. It's going to be an awkward exchange towards the A side. Pandemonium about to ensue as Cryptix and Charlie Pickles wait towards the quad position. It's Thomas with the orb. That's brave, but he hits the shot somehow. Now Pickles surely mows them down here. There's the first shot from him. Looking for the 3-man, but it's not going to happen. 10 seconds remaining. The plant has to come in, but still we do have Ruler at the back there. AWP hits another shot. That's the round shut down as well. No time to plant, but Mace causing damage. That's all he'll be able to do here. 2 players survive for Endpoint. I said it would be quite chaotic there towards the A side. It's certainly delivered. The Ruler staying alive and managing to shut down that situation at quad.
Yeah, a couple more seconds either side. That could have gone maybe a different way, but it was what it was, and it did fall in the hands of, I guess, the man who played it cool, calm, and collected to a degree. It was still kind of scary. The swarm, the final kind of Zerg rush. Do you play much StarCraft, Henry?
Loads, yeah, love all that. What is it? No, never played StarCraft.
Never played StarCraft.
I'll play along.
My word.
No, I've never done it.
Remasters out, very exciting times. Mighty
Sponsored
Max.
by them as well, or?
No, Blizzard don't like me.
Fair enough.
I'm not sold out yet to Overwatch. Okay. That's when you're really digging deep. You know? Love you, Mitch. Cinder having a little wonder about in middle, and Endpoint again just kind of fall back very passively. This has been a very weird game of Cash. I don't know. This doesn't seem to flow in the right sort of way it normally does, and Reason being gifted middle for free with 5 alive.
Well, that's where Endpoint have been struggling here, but Cinder, quiet game from him so far, but that's a hell of a shot to take down Charlie Pickles there. Now it's a 4-on-4. He balances the books, and now heading towards B by the looks of things here. Maybe the B split, they're heading back towards middle, but Karma hits another shot towards Ruler. That's the orb shut down. They have the man advantage, and it's going to be Cinder leading the charge. He's the low HP player, right? So he can get the information for his teammates, bait out a shot, and then they can find the frag here as he edges in towards first. But the B side's open, Lauren. They're taking the bait. They think it's an A-sided approach, and they could just walk into an open bomb site. Obviously, Reason aren't aware of that situation, but Cryptix and Jesp, they seem to have no idea. This could be a potential here, and they'll fall back. Oh, no. They know they're out of position. They're going to flash through and hope for the best here.
It's not the dream, but the flashes from Endpoint are so damn good. They're actually giving themselves chances, but obviously the flash dissipates, and it's just
That's with the bomb and spawn, by the way. Be careful.
What?
Hello?
What?
Cray? Having a bit of a nightmare there. Doesn't want to win the round, it seems.
Why are you like this? Why are you like this, Cray?
That's the bomb. But they've recovered it. No harm, no foul.
Have they, Henry? Is there no harm? Is there no foul? Because right now I'm getting nervous. There was 2 left alive. 1 was very low. What is going on?
For anyone who's not aware, that is a bit of a blunder in many respects. You've got the bomb on your back. That's the bomb side there. If you run past towards CT spawn, if it's by yourself as well, there's no refrag potential there. If he goes down, that's pretty much round over.
Yep.
But they started hitting some shots. It was fine in the end, but still very scary at that point. It will be 6-6 as that will be endpoint out. AWP, M4. Not sure what money they've got left. Have a quick look at the score, but that'd be lovely. There it is. So they are fully all into this one, Lauren. Number 13, Mighty Max with the AWP. Rudo with the M4. No utility, no kits. It has to be Mighty Max. He needs to be more aggressive in this, I feel like. Yeah, they need to hold a more aggressive line here, but Karma's waiting for him, takes him down. He had to do something like that. He couldn't just sit back. They needed to find kills very quickly.
The late A main peak is it's
not the best.
A cruel mistress. You kind of fancy it. You need
like a flash or a deep smoke to kind of buy that kind of map control there. It's maybe the thought of you can surprise him, but more often than not, the AWP's going to be holding that angle.
At least Ruler's got his hand on the AWP. We saw what he could do before, but sadly he's in such an awkward... What? God. What is this game, Henry? I can't deal with this. Thank you. Cinder there, mostly, for dealing with that one. But we've got Charlie Pickles just going on a Dora the Explorer mission through Squeaky. Cinder's having a little walk towards Truck, and Jesp is on that side, but I don't know how much he's going to get done. He does land the shot. That's big, actually. Cinder going down makes this a little interesting. Charlie Pickles is low bear, in the back of your mind. Keep that a bit of a back burner, but Common Pangia and Cray getting a little nervous now. It was looking like a bit of a gift, but not so much anymore.
No kits over the CTs. Sure, this round might be a little bit uncomfortable. It's very unlikely the CTs win, but Charlie Pickles hits another shot. They need to be defusing that right now. They can't really play off to each other, and that's it. That's the round over. Lovely shot from Karma Pangia. Nice little flick there, but that's all the CTs can really do with that one. They made things uncomfortable, but as you can see, no one even really talking about the situation. Reason, fair play to them. They've turned up every week, and they've always looked like they're really up for it. And even in this particular instance where they know they can't make the playoffs, they're still screaming, they're still looking happy. And you love to see that, Lauren. They play CSGO because they love it, and they're happy to be here. That's good to see,
You love to see it. The UK scene, it just brings you back, doesn't it, Henry?
Yeah, it rolls back the years for me.
You love that phrase.
No, just seeing someone at the heartbreak today, it just reminded me, like, God, I never want to feel that ever again.
I'm fine being.
Yeah, just reminded me of like when you had those kind of feelings in your stomach, how you feel.
Yeah,
not for me anymore.
No, you saw Neil at the end of the game come back through, and he was absolutely gutted. But nice work there. But that was the kind of aggression towards A main I don't mind seeing. A little bit of a flash in. Well, oh, that's a follow-up. Ruler, very nice. Standing up the bomb. If the bomb was there, that could have been something different. But you can see Reason just turning tail. Like, all right, but they're not a B, are they? Let's skedaddle over there. But Cryptix lands the deagle. Feels like I'm casting matchmaking with these kills. I don't know what's going on. Thomas as well, keeping this in mind. The bomb's sadly been left in middle. He has to go back through this. He has to walk back into such a troubled land. I don't know, Henry. Do you know what?
We didn't expect much from this game, to be fair, so we're not going to criticize too much. It's fine. But like Thomas said, he could have waited for his teammate. He was towards the bench, just pre-firing every single angle with the AK, making a lot of noise, and allowing the TD to take him down. Unfortunately, the bomb was down. They had time to work with, but now Cinder left in almost an unwinnable situation. We find this first kill. Maybe there's some signs of hope, but for now, 40 seconds remain. He's towards the mid-entrance. Max presumably takes him down, but there's a hell of a shot. Finds him, takes it down to the 2 versus 1. The flashbang's pretty decent as well, but Cryptix, blind, manages to fire the shot there, at least to equal things up at 7-7. No one cheering though, of course. You can see quite silent there. But Cryptix did say a word. Maybe he said he can drop a weapon, so that's fine. But here's round number 15.
Do you know what we haven't discussed? If things, get a little bit dry on conversation topics, there's always Cuba.
There is. We haven't mentioned
We
Cuba.
haven't. That's the thing.
I feel like we could have done more puns of it as well. He could have said he's got his Cuban heels on, he's dancing all over them, something like that,
Henry.
Well, I think we've
what a wordsmith.
Maybe we've got for next season. We can build it up when he goes on holiday next season. What's the destination going to be? You don't know. Could be something even more exotic.
Well, we'll find. We'll find out soon enough, I can imagine. Thomas with the CZ is going to find one, but it's Cinder to break through and control the A site. Cryptix going to play back in on his own. He fancies a bit of a go of it. Why not? This is essentially looking like every other pug we've seen ever. Mighty Maxo on the flank. Might have a good shout at this one. Bomb is down, so the clock is ticking favourably towards Reason this time. With a smoke and a flash left, they can still lock off sides, but why not stand on quad as well? Be the mobile turret, Thomas. There it is. And that's how you end in a half. But finally, a little bit of a woo, a little bit of a...
Yeah.
We're all having a nice time.
Bit of excitement in the arena there. So it will be Reason Gaming after going 4-0 down, finishing the half with the victory there, 8-7 in their favour. Endpoint going from bad to worse now after losing the first round, not making the playoffs. Might get 2-0'd here by Reason, who are, I guess, are considered one of the weaker teams in the Elite Series.
I think the bottom
don't think they've had a win ever. They've had 2 draws and then 4 losses, I believe. So to have a win here, to finish the season off, Lauren, with a win, I guess that's something, right? Though they're building towards next season. So that would be just a nice end note for them, I think.
No, I completely agree. Because let's bear in mind, they did play a while with a stand-in. They've had a very rocky kind of situation. They've picked up decent victories in one map, so that's the problem. It's been the occasional here and there. It hasn't been that, okay, collective 2-0, which sadly didn't sit by them. But what a way to end out a season or close out towards that if they can maybe make this count. You can...
Jovial
seems happy enough.
Yeah.
He's done what he's done the damage he could do, right? That first map was it. That was the dagger in the back. That was everything you wanted to see. You can see what's happened to the other side, of course. It's a horrible feeling to then go, well, we've got another map of this.
Yeah, that's got to be pretty rough after knowing you're not making the playoffs. You've got to play another map now, by the way. So it's like, oh no,
it's not fun.
No.
But this is how it is. There's cause and effect and all that jazz. 7-8. Reason do lead. It's been a very weird half so far. It's very individual. It's very disjointed. I'm hoping we see a bit more. I'd love to see Endpoint pull it together for this T side. Just close it out. Don't let it fall too far.
Yeah,
keep a little bit going.
If Endpoint had won the first map, this one would be super hype right now. But I guess we did get some drama and some excitement in the first. We dumped everything we had in the first map. But still, it will be Cray fighting back. There's 2 nice headshots for him. Mace, he chimes in as well before I can even really get hyped up at the round. It's a clean sweep of Reason Gaming. 1-tap USB headshots all over the shop as well. Mace showing us what he's made of there time and time again. Seems like a decent little fragger, I have to say.
Yeah, all headshots looking clean. I like that. Can't go wrong. There's Cray at the start too, and there's Mace from Highway. There's no smoke being put down. They had a smoke.
It's a bit rough, isn't it? You do want to smoke Highway. If you're not going to smoke anywhere, if you've got one smoke, just put it down there, because then you can eradicate some sort of a risk, right? If you're just going completely clean, you're almost destined to lose the round, unfortunately. I guess at this point they probably just said, do you just want to rush A? Do you just want to see what happens? You do need one smoke down.
You sound like that when you suggest things, Henry. Is that the dejected tone that comes in with gaming with you? Fair enough. All right, I'll take the hit.
Dejected tone.
Cinder is the man I want to watch, because if CS wasn't already getting questionable enough, we've got the female CS gun coming out, so I hope we get to see a bit of that. Thomas, though, having a lovely time in middle. Just free farming. We're going to... There it is. There's that sound I hate hearing as COG Red flashbacks come to mind. But around the board.
That game, didn't you?
Yeah, with Moses.
Yeah. I think I was supposed to do it, but then...
yeah.
Oh, no, was that a different...
that was open.
Okay, you're right.
Don't worry. Katowice was a whole different deal.
It was the one I wasn't part of because I probably wouldn't have showed up again. But
no, you did actually cast the finals, Henry.
Did I really?
Yes.
Guys, heady days, Lauren. It's a different time. Can't really remember much from last year.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Katowice was very busy. Let's bear in mind we were long days. 10-7, and Endpoint now going to suffer throughout this one. Their money's in a weird place. Couple of deagles, bit of armor. Don't know what they can achieve with this. They're giving it a good go. If they can get a gun away or two, that'd be pretty nice, but you're not going to get much. That's the thing. You get a P90 away? Brilliant.
I'm interested to see where the Endpoint money's at right now, considering they've got 3 players with head armor. So they've got 3 players going all in, and 2 of them not. Like, what's the play here? Well, I feel like that just shows you that everything's just falling apart at the seams. And if you've got 3 players going all in and 2 that are not, it doesn't really make much sense. It means you pretty much have to go next round. But still, there's always a chance they can find these headshots with the deagles. There's one. Lauren, we have a chance here.
It's the P90 that speaks to me, Henry. I am excited to see Mighty Max destroy the opponents. Thomas, though, having a little wander in. Just pre-firing with the deagle, doesn't land it. Charlie Pickles keeping things together. He's prepared. He's ready.
Keeping it together.
He's going to bring this one back. Cray catching a flash as well. Look, it's fine. It's not fine. It's falling apart drastically. There's the P90, though. The game changer. The new meta's come in. It's better than the M4, clearly. Oh, Mace, lovely work towards Cryptics, but the 1v1. He does have a kit. Does have a flash.
It works!
Kill.
No way!
Christ.
Lauren, tell us why you're upset with that one. Why didn't you like that? What is the problem with that?
I think everyone giggling in the crowd understands why. Henry, do I need to explain to you?
Break it down for me. Yeah,
no,
I have
Henry,
to do this.
Henry, no. I think we're just going to leave it on that for this game.
Okay.
I think for now,
okay,
No.
I just saw an auto sniper come out, so I'm excited.
Oh, is that your gun of choice?
Yeah, now that's, you like the P90? I like the auto sniper, but that's Mace. You have to say, like, before the flash was over, went for the full commitment there with the spray. It works out for him, and the auto sniper, it is out for Karma this time, and we'll see whether we can jump on board with him and see if we can cause some significant damage here. Not going to be going aggressive, I don't like that, but it's going to be Pickles open things up, takes down Thomas, and here he goes, fighting towards middle here. It's Cinder once again, kills all over the place, and it's coming to life now. The auto sniper mows down Cryptix, and now the B site is going to be open though. No double frag potential there this time.
Henry, you got very excited.
I love it. This is what I live for.
Love a bit of it.
Yeah.
Didn't do the damage I wanted. There were so many opportunities there. I was excited. But that has certainly dwindled. As it's retake time. Real Mighty Max and Jesp. Jesper playing under the top. Smoke comes in. Vent's not broken. I don't know where it's coming from, but this, you know, it almost describes they have synergy on these after plant positions, which they should do. Mighty Max, are you pushing CT? No. This should be done. They should actually just save. You're not going to retake with all these smokes up anyway, so...
No, you're right.
You might as well just back. As exciting as it could be and funny as it could be if it actually worked out, it genuinely shouldn't. As Ruler will find Cinder, who's hanging around a little too long. Sadly, the auto sniper is not recovered, Henry.
Well, that's the first round we've seen for Endpoint here in the second half. It's towards B this time. It was a little bit chaotic once again. We had auto snipers, we had AWPs, but ultimately it's going to be Endpoint there.
Money.
Yeah, you feel like those cavalier purchases of the auto sniper itself wasn't really justified ultimately, but we'll see what happens in round number 20 here. We are going to have a buy indeed from Reason here. We did have some saved weapons previously, so a deagle for Karma. We do have Thomas on the AWP, who has been good with that weapon before, and it will be Ruler with a decent spawn, trying to get there before the smoke. No smoke deployed, quite rare to see that, but I guess they had the AWP towards middle, trying to find the first frag. Cinder now finding some presence there towards B storage, but his teammate Karma surely goes down, standing in the flames. Gets tagged up to 44 HP.
Oh, Cinder's committing to this as well. Finding Mace. You can see Thomas still sticking around in this one, and Cinder's trying to find an angle to work with. Lovely stuff from Cinder. Going to find Jesp. 3 players remaining. Do have utility, but they seem a little baffled as to how that even happened. Mid completely open. The CT side split 2-2.
Well then. Reason Gaming looking to reset Endpoint after winning the previous round. They'll only have $1,400 into the next. If they lose this one, it's looking quite likely this one. If they go towards the vent, but it's not shut out, that will make noise. Doesn't give everything away. Obviously, you can just shoot it out and not commit, but they will be indeed. Mighty Max looking towards headshot. Can't find the first kill just yet. It's Cinder. Takes down the bomber. That's going to call for the rotation. At this point, just wants to stay alive there, but keeps challenging. And his teammate presumably going to drop after him as well. I feel like Cinder just needed to stay alive a little bit longer there. Just stop the rotation, or stop the cross to the bomb site, hold a deeper angle, more defensive, and play with his teammate. And now the 2-on-2 goes back in the favor of Endpoint.
If anything, it should be another way around. Kamapanga only had the deagle. He could have been baiting him in maybe, but it is what it is. 30 seconds left. The Molotov burns, the cross gets denied, bomb yet to go down. Cryptix, of course, having it in hand. Planting at the back, planting for vents, planting basically for his teammate here. Ruler, hopefully things don't go as bad as before, as there's Thomas and Cray on the retake. Utility, 1 flash left, and a clean fight to be found against Cryptix. I'm not sure how he... Ooh.
Oh.
Nice, is it? Lovely shot there coming in from the retaken boys.
It looked like that was a open shot case for Endpoint there. That 2-on-2 there. The crossfire set up as well. CT's of a lack of utility. Just had to hit the shots there. Ruler has been so good throughout this 2-map affair. Unfortunately, can't find the headshot there, and Reason Gaming still the runaway. Luckily for Endpoint, though, they did get the bomb down, so it's not a complete disaster in terms of the money here, but this shot here, that should have been an instant kill for Ruler there. Unfortunately, can't land it. So it is going to be 12-8. They do force into this one. It's not going to be the prettiest of buys, but they do get an AWP, 2 deagles, and a couple of AKs to work with as well. So if they don't win this round, Lauren, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be the 2-0 for Reason.
Thing is as well, Reason is starting to have fun with it.
Ooh.
They're starting to look, you know, a little confident. Maybe that's going to be, that smile's to be ripped off their face. Ruler with a nice little shot to begin with. We saw his AWP before. And this is the thing, I hope people don't look at this game and then forget how close Train was, because it was an incredible affair. Go back and watch that one back rather than watching this. If anything, at this point, these two teams have just, you know, very different situations now. The game's completely changed. But Cinder's going to be pushing up towards B, playing a little close towards the box, base towards Connector. At this point, Endpoint, they seem to be completely absconding away from A. I do hope they kind of return to this. They're able to get a good couple of kills on it, open it up. Cray, though, to find Charlie Pickles. That's a big blow to come through now. Just with only a deagle, you kind of need your firepower in this one. Cryptix not landing shots either. Cray, overstaying is welcome, though.
Well, here we go. That has to be a kill from Mace there. Clark quite controlled the spray. The bomb we planted there. Open plant as well. Could find himself in a spot of bother here, but Thomas doesn't commit to the wide base there. It's going to be a 3-on-2 situation. Cinder coming in from A storage, but Jets surely a guaranteed execution here. There it is. One bullet is all he needs. And Thomas now probably just has to save the AWP. So it's Endpoint recovering there. Suddenly was a force buy, 2 AKs in the AWP of 2 Deagles. It's going to be Endpoint taking the round. Thomas to save the AWP here. Should be able to do it. I think they've got plenty of them. I'm not so sure. Have a look at their cash next round.
Kind of hard to tell at the moment.
It's not too bad. Oh, okay, so yeah, it's actually pretty devastating. If Thomas doesn't save this AWP, they're pretty much guaranteed to be on eco. But saves the AWP, they could potentially justify forcing around it. He could drop a couple of UMPs potentially, but I don't really think that's worth it either. They'll probably take a conservative approach regardless. There it is, Endpoint 12-9. Not this one just yet, but certainly hasn't been exciting me that they're going to be taking this one as from what we've seen so far. But here's the replay from Mighty Max. That shot, Mace really had an opportunity to find that kill, but couldn't land the shots. Jess there, as you said, the easy kill from CD Spawn. So they do go all in. Deagle's fully committed here, so they will be forcing around this AWP. Cinder, the final by CZ. They have got that aforementioned UMP. Thomas on the AWP himself goes towards B storage, trying to find the first pick here, but won't be gifting anything just yet. Flashbang, not that effective, but it's going to be Mighty Max. Fast boost towards middle as he tries to find the first pick.
I did like the stack in towards Connector though, did give them a little bit of a shot over the smoke, but Cryptics to find Karma is already a bit of a, I wouldn't say devastating blow, but it's an annoying loss this early on, 30 seconds basically into this. You don't want to be losing our players with all that utility still to burn through. You can see Thomas, again, trying to find room to play with that up, trying to bring it into this round, but flashed out of Connector, no real ground play. They can go towards Highway though, that's been a difference maker. No one's really been playing. They've been having free reign to kind of be a nuisance towards A. Generally, it's Cray who's been able to do a bit of damage, but then sadly has to fall away from it, or just gets completely locked out. But you can already see the Reason kind of out of this round. There's so much ground control by Endpoint. They have middle, they have Highway, they have A. They have it all, essentially. It's just Cray maybe can do something here, but it won't be much. Cray does get one. What? How's he found a second? And
finding all sorts.
I don't understand this. I don't know how he got away with that, but he did. It's still very unlikely for Thomas here, but he's going to give it a good go. A 1v2, it's far more feasible than the first situation you saw them in. Flash comes out, no one's crossed towards main. One towards site, one towards quad. You're going to see the first angle being held. Ruler now challenge a swift play from Thomas. Oh, it's brilliant!
Oh, bit of showmanship there as well towards the end. It's the CZ. It's Endpoint there, a blunder of a round. That should have been lock in there. He had no grounds to win that whatsoever, but high-flying antics there with the CZ in hand. Finds the first kill. I'm not sure why Simi doesn't just face straight away there. Panics a little bit towards the quad, but it's Cray, like you said. Almost no chance to win this round, but they're not really working together. Presumably they can hear him rushing in. You want to just face him at the same time, not giving him two separate situations, a 1v1 in that respect, especially when you've got the CZ in hand as well. But still, there it is. Reason Gaming one step closer to making this a 2-0, their first win of the entire Elite Series here. So that'll be great just to finish it off in that respect. There will be another force buy from Endpoint. Maybe just a full-on A-rush. Lauren, they've had enough. Call the A-rush, go for it. Incendiary's dropped Cray to defend.
Cray, how much can you do? Lovely work from that. They are going one by one. Oh, this is horrible to watch. Charlie Pickles can still land shots. There's no taking away what they can do as individuals, but you need to play as a collective. You're going to go in like that, you've got no synergy left. It feels like this team's, it's done.
That was one of those rounds you just like, you can't be bothered to think of a strategy. Just go on for the spread out an A-rush one by one. No real method behind the madness there either. So no bomb going down means they have to force buy here. Reason Gaming now in touching distance of finding the 2-0, at least map point for that prospect. Force buy from Endpoint. Deagles, 1 Tech 9 in terms of utility. They have got 3 smokes and a few flashbangs to work with, I think 6 of those. So what's the play here? Went for the A-rush in the previous round and going for a default with the pistols. So Cinder, first chance to find a headshot there, can't quite do it.
I'm not sure what they can muster this time. Well, Thomas is already going to find Jesper middle. It looks like they were trying to play through it, but no opportunity there. I think there's still a player over by A soloing out. It's Cray. He's been doing a good job here, to be fair. For someone who was quite quiet on the first map, a little bit less of an impact, he's at least holding his ground. I'm hoping he spotted them towards A main. I'm not sure if he did. I don't think he spotted them out. Mighty Max is able to break through. This could be pretty important here, but Rule is so far away, and Mace is able to isolate one towards A. That means that pretty much Mighty Max is left to rot over here. Good work from Ruler, but massive amount of damage taken just to get that one kill.
Well, a chance here. Well, as I say that, it starts to evaporate. It's really going down at Mighty Max in the 3 versus 1 scenario. Minute to work with here, but the bomb's down. I think it's in towards Squeaky Door as well. You might find this kill, but not even that. That was a low HP Mace, but can't find the bullet. And there we go. Series point here for Reason. Looking with a 2-0. As I said, their first win of the entire Elite Series so far. They've had 2 draws and 4 losses total. In terms of Endpoint, haven't had the best season either. They've had 1 win so far and then 3 draws. So they needed to win both maps here today to even stand a chance of making the playoffs, but it didn't happen. They fell at the first hurdle against Reason, who had nothing to lose here today. And Endpoint, a gutting way to finish off the season for them.
And it's a real blemish on the record. They started to look better. That envy kind of, back and forth that happened, these big performances that came through, but truly a disenchanting way to possibly end this. Unless maybe something happens, but it looks like this could be maybe a little resurgence just at the end.
Okay, why not?
Bring it a little closer. Let's see if there's something to be done. Mighty Max just chucking the bomb over. It's unlikely this retake works out, but you never know. Stranger things have happened even in this game. Craig going to put the molly down to the back boxes, but that's not what they are. Charlie Pickles is close. Common angle, but Mr. Pickles always seems to hit his shots. And Mace now left in a 1v4. Choosing to back away. Molly's still not perfect for the CT side, bear in mind. This could still get close, but it shouldn't happen. It should be stopped. You can see the cracks, or should I say the complete and utter separation in Endpoint here. They do not look as that collective anymore. So this one should be over, but they're staying alive for now. It should be 15-10.
The B rush is the tactic that works out for them, going towards B with the Desert Eagles. The refracts coming through. 2 Reason players there in the checkers as well. Smoke's down. You think they'd get the advantage there, but can only find 1 frag. They get a ton of damage as the T's fully committed. But there it is, double digits for Endpoint. Keeping 3 players alive as well, but still you can hear the music. And it's Reason Gaming 1 round away from doing it. They don't have to force into this situation. They've got a better rounds to work with. Pickles, that was a nice shot towards middle. That was up as well with the fence play. And now surely we take an eco from Reason here. As we said, we don't expect any tactical pauses in this particular map, but this is a good approach from them. Just make sure you win the game. Don't start going for spy mode. You don't have to. You've got 5 rounds in the bag here.
Yeah, exactly. I don't mind a little bit of armor, a couple of upgraded pistols, just even out the money.
Yeah.
Why not? You're still fine. You got rounds to play with, but you don't want to splurge on everything. A bit of a stack towards B. They're going to push 1 player up. It's going to put Cray in a bit of a forward spot for Thomas again. He's finding work with this CZ. Oh, this guy's a little bit of a master.
Yeah, he does.
I like
a
bit
lot.
of that.
With that weapon, he seems to be a bit of a menace there. That's quite funny. Well, it's Thomas with 2 kills there. He might be the one to close things out here. It's now a 4-on-3 in the CT's favor. They have managed to ascertain the M4A4 as well. So Mace, he's got that in hand. Time ticking away now. We do have still a minute on the clock, but then we finish up towards A. In terms of utility, nothing, Lauren. They can't smoke off highway. They can't flush out towards MPK or quad. They're going to have to go in with straight-up headshots here. This round could fall out of their grasp.
And it's Thomas there too, bear in mind. He's been the one who's been a bit of a beast with that CZ. He could make this very uncomfortable. They have to just go in on this. Mighty Max goes through first, and they haven't taken him down yet. And there's Thomas. Another knife to the back, and oh, this could be all but over. A 1v2 to end it in this sort of round. Maybe Endpoint begging for mercy at this point. Just end it swiftly. Ruler, not much of a chance, and a very quiet end to a game. It was all said and done in the first map, if I'm honest. Train set this whole match in motion. And map 2, well, it's the icing on the cake for Reason, but if anything, a bit of a sour taste there for Endpoint.
Yeah, I have to agree. It's nice for Reason to finish off the season with their first win as well. We still have to feel gutted for the boys at Endpoint here. One of the most skilled lineups we have in the Elite Series. Some big names within that team. We've expected them to perform all season, but needed 2-0 here today. Didn't happen, and unfortunately, it all falls apart.
So, as the handshakes go down, it does seem as though it's time to hear from the boys on the desk and see what they had to say about that one. Pretty hard to break down, I'm not going to lie. There was a lot of kind of curious things to go through, but guys on the desk, how did you find that matchup?
Well, we will find out very shortly from the mouths of Csgo and Herald. Thank you very much, Pansy and Henry Chew. Yeah, some trick play there, but I tell you what, Reason get their first win in the Csgo Elite Series. We'll come back after the break with more analysis